response on my error I've been having, but the person literally just respond. Pardon me.
Bless you.
Sure.
Thank you. They Discord pinged me just to tell me they didn't know, and it's like, God damn it! Just
Thank you. I don't know.
Let me know if you need another no.
yeah, I've been trying to reinstall EverQuest, and the installer literally just won't start. Like, I mean, the installer turns on. It's like, hey, here's the EULA. Where do you want to put it? Here's how much space it's gonna take. You hit go, and the progress bar just sits there at like 0%. Doesn't start installing anything. Just like,
I am live. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
hello everyone in all the chats, and hello to my lovely players. And hello to all the chat who heard me bitching about EverQuest.
Just do a thing here. Everybody who's listening who happens to know or have seen any of my streams, very sorry, boys and girls. My Streamlabs is messed up because I had updated my computer like a good fella, and it doesn't like me for it. So
How dare you?
here we are.
How dare you? Also, anyone who is curious, Koala is most likely not going to be here till later. Had some other work to do, but we are.
Koala is fully dead. He didn't get any saving throws. He's fully dead in
I
real
don't
life.
want to joke about that. That's not fun.
No.
No.
I know.
Marsupial is just fine. They are doing insert blank here to not dox one of my friends, but they are having a terrible time, I'm sure, because no one likes working that's not like hanging out with all you guys. So
Yes. Yes.
He got too excited. He ate too much eucalyptus.
He ate something besides eucalyptus.
he ate eucalyptoids. They're a new Altoid. They're not going over well. So you know he's having stomach issues. You know, it's just like you gotta stick with wintergreen or nothing with Altoids. You know.
What's the name of that boy that made the Avatar movie?
James Cameron.
Yeah, that guy. Listen, I don't know why the Altoids joke made me think of this. Who the fuck told you it's okay to name your mineral they're mining unobtainium?
Oh, that was so lame. I love the rest of the movie, but that was just like,
who told
seriously,
you could do that?
Hey, what's a name for a really hard to find mineral? Unobtainium.
Apparently, it was like. Oh, go ahead, Nikki.
I think you're gonna say the same thing I was gonna say.
The one that I read in one of the trivia facts on it on the DVD said that it was the placeholder from the script, and they never fixed it.
What I had heard is that unobtainium is basically something that is occasionally actually used whenever someone needs to refer to, like, oh, we could do this if only we had, insert bullshit material we don't have right now.
Right, insert
Like
some
Jeffries
material.
Right. It's a placeholder name for a material that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Like, oh, we could build, giant humanoid walking Gundam that could fight everything if we had unobtainium.
Well, then, like, they're acting like they're so clever. It's like, well, yeah, but it's like it's magnetic and levitates. If there's any magnetic, field on the planet, and it's lighter than steel but harder than steel. And I'm like, you're describing half the metals in Star Trek. So it's like they literally had names for those just fine.
I mean,
How dare you make space Pocahontas and then throw unobtainium? How dare you take a material MacGuffin and throw it into my Pocahontas movie? The fuck?
I like my boss at the time described it as Dances with Blue Wolves, and I was like, oh my god, that's entirely what the movie is.
it is. It's Dances with Wolves and Fern Gully put together.
Also, fun little trivia fact for everybody about that. Did you guys know that Dances with Wolves released before Pocahontas?
Yes.
Like, I thought it was funny. Because that means, right? That means that Dances with Wolves plotline, right, has actually been more successful than Dances with Wolves twice. Because of Pocahontas and then Avatar.
I actually like that movie.
Oh, I also really like that movie. It's just like it didn't.
Actually, all three of those movies.
Yeah, I like all three of those. You're talking one of my favorite Disney movies. I actually really enjoyed Mel Gibson in that.
Yeah.
Like, his voice acting was superb as John Smith.
Yeah.
And whoever voiced the villain and his little underling. I love, like, the Mine Song. Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I love Dancing with Wolves, Pocahontas, and Avatar, but like it's just funny to me because like we were talking about it the other day at work, and I was like, if you think about it, like Avatar wildly successful till like the Avengers movies came around, and then like
Funny thing is, I think Avatar had the weakest plot of all of them.
Really did.
It was good in other aspects.
I feel like the music really made it a lot, and then like also just the, I mean, it was, I mean, hell, they basically used what pioneered the later use of the VR for like their filming because
Yeah.
they had a lensless camera, and I thought that was the most interesting thing, and that somehow didn't get best new innovative technology in cinematography because it went to James Cameron's wife because for Hurt Locker, which it's like because they came up with a new way to make an explosion, and I'm like, they came out with a camera that can literally take, like, it records you. They do a whole, like, 720 of you, and then it takes a 3D image of you, makes it into a simpler version, and then will render you based on where you move and where it senses you moving.
Yep.
And it's like it's so clever, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So then they could just basically build little parkour courses and literally have the actor go do the right motions. Like, them jumping around is actually them jumping around. It's not like it's CGI overlaid them actually doing it. And so it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I
they
wonder if
advanced a lot of the motion capture that people use constantly now.
I wonder if like the reason they didn't like point that out or give the reward where it's due is like they were like, well, James Cameron's already getting a bunch of love for this movie. Let's just like
Actually,
not do James Cameron for this.
he didn't get nearly that many. He got like 2 awards for Avatar, and she ended up getting like 9 for Hurt Locker. And like their argument for the CGI one was, well, CGI's in motion capture already exist, and it's like, but so do explosions.
Yeah, explosions have exist significantly longer.
Yeah, I think it was more of a hate to say it, a diversity moment.
Yeah, them theirs
Political.
exist.
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say what.
There's all sorts of politics involved in winning stuff.
Oh yeah, and a lot of those award shows tend to be based more on the interior politics of the.
Ooh, good segue. Check us out. You ready for this? You guys ready for this? Lay this fucking
ready.
segue on you.
Mhm.
Let's see it.
Speaking of diversity, check out this group and this demon we're about to kill. Excuse me, Damon. Fuck. Ruined
What?
it. Ruined the segue. Ruined the segue.
You did.
I'm sorry. Apologize. Listen, I'm
Picking
good
up.
for segues.
Estrid's son, goodness, let's go. So recap. You guys have been going about Owati to find, and you've been finding a fair bit about what's been going on, finding out that even though that they have been using a certain old priestess, that you've also found out the information that while she thought she was doing good works and holding off the darkness until she saw her own family killed before her by an angry mob, at which point then in her final moments she cursed them with all of her might, which did seem to draw up quite a bit of evil. It seems that her Eidolon was actually opposing as a force of Anubis, which also plays into something you found out when you spoke to the cult of Anubis, as they couldn't understand why they were being seen as an evil force when that's not something their god preaches. As such, it turns out that not only that, but that Eidolon had been in their camp and had been trying to sabotage the town through it, if it were not for the otherwise mischievous impulses of some gremlins that had actually stolen the bad bread and almost died for their trouble for it. As such, Kaponic, you have found some of the pieces, and you know where all of them are at this point, as you've gathered 3 of them with the help of a little Nasoy, a psychopomp bureaucrat of sorts of Pharasma, who almost died in the course of one bit, but you did manage to make sure that they are still alive so that you can potentially try to put Kaponic's soul back together, as she was not understanding why she was never sent to Anubis for judgment when it was actually the daemon who, or not the daemon, but the dark force of the negative energy plane that had driven her to basically destroy herself in her final moments, in terms of afterlife. As such, and that same Eidolon helped raise her individual pieces into different bits, although some of them have been not quite neutral, but one that's inadvertently being evil while trying to be good, while the rest have been rageful. They have pointed you in the direction of the true culprit of it, as the... Oh, sorry, I need to get to his... as Carix, the Eidolon, had been posing as Brother Thorin in the cult, but then fled when you came investigating. But you did manage to find the shadow there and save it after burning down the tent. You know where the blood is, and you've left that. You do have her body, which you've also gotten too. You know that the daemon holds her afterlife bit of soul, and the uh, Eidolon holds her name effectively, since he is spreading her legacy as evil. As such, with these last two pieces and brought to the blood, you should be able to hopefully rend the festered sun away from its apocalyptic ending. You seem to be you had come into this area here where there was a bubble that seems to be leading directly into purgatory, a section of the boneyard, where it seems that there are quite a few people that are being overcome with despair. That seems to be an aura from the daemon of her afterlife itself, but at the same time, even meeting her, she seems very, despite having assured you and even shown you via visions that she has had a very violent and has become a daemon in her own right, she seems mostly non-hostile. She seems like her aura seems to fill you with bad thoughts and seems particularly distressing to the psychopomps that seem to be clouding her tree. But she didn't seem that alarmed by your presence. Only when you went to go leave did she seem to even really react. Although it does look like she may have killed someone at her feet there. She alluded that they were some part of what went wrong to her, though, and it seems that she's after the descendants of this town. But that being said, as you came back in and she turned towards you, she seemed to be calm again, relatively at your approach. But upon your approach, Carix has made his presence me see. Gotta get to that as well. Okay, so I need a will save from all of you.
How about a sweet 16? You know what I'm saying?
Excitement. Roll 20.
All right, so, and they're actually bigger than where you see them here because they take up an entire quadrant. But the Nosori seem to flutter out, and they seem to be covering more than what they seem to have the numbers to do, as they seem to be carrying the. Oh, is that spending a hero point?
No, I didn't roll it. Didn't roll it initially, so I clicked it twice. So
Okay.
11.
But these are just representing where they are. Oh, I'm actually going to.
Oh,
The cutest Doom you ever did see.
Yeah, those tokens are genuinely adorable. I love them.
Which does mean that Dev, Sarik, and Hobbs, if they do have to return, are in that, and you'll want to move away. You do notice that they are flying high enough that if you go prone, you'd probably avoid any of their attentions as well. But otherwise, at the start of your turn, we'll have to deal with that for those three, since they seem to be. And then every turn, they reposition themselves, unless the swarm itself is destroyed, or you figure out a different method. But they actually had the first initiative there, so Carix actually has the next one. Let's see.
Oof, both the bosses go before us.
yeah.
So, Carix is going to stride over. As he's still swooping down, he has quite a bit of distance left. So 10, 20, 30, 40. And he actually gets very close. He is going to target a Burning Hands that won't reach Sarik, but will hit Dev, Griark, Verlioz, and Char. So I need a reflex save from all of you.
13.
He seems to be charging some energy in his backhand as well, but you don't know what precisely he is doing. That is going to have the damage.
Wow.
Deco, you're supposed to roll the dice higher.
Yes.
Alright, and then I need the Nosori and Char. Which the Nosori manages to evade. Char's gonna take half damage.
Char is immune to fire.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter.
Whoo!
Nice.
Oh, I'm super glad about that, actually. I was like, man.
Yeah, I heard that noise you made when I rolled the damage. Alright. You can see that Kapanik's Volnademon form seems to be just kind of... let's see. She seems to be just kind of watching the birds as they fly upwards and just kind of looking at them, but then she just seems to... She's holding a short sword, but waves it across herself as she vanishes from sight. She seems to be in the midst of walking eastward.
Like it.
What was that, Tickle?
I don't like it.
I agree. Have you told her that we don't enjoy that? And could you tell her to cease?
Griark.
Oh, jeez. I know at some point we learned stuff about this guy last time we fought him, but fuck all if I remember. I remember resistances, and I think it's like the only thing he wasn't resistant to was acid, which I couldn't do.
Him?
I think so, because we fought him once before, technically.
No, you haven't fought this guy.
Oh, I thought he was posing as a cult leader.
Yeah, but he vanished as soon as you started talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't actually get to fight him. He was just there.
Alright. I'm probably thinking of the vine then.
Yeah. He's an Eidolon. He could have any number of abilities, unfortunately. You know he's from the negative energy plane. So that might tell you a little bit.
Sadly not enough. Well, it might end up being a waste. I'm going to... I'm gonna burn a spell slot, a swift action to put shocking on my gun.
Okay.
And I believe that he's far enough away I shouldn't have trouble shooting right yet.
No.
Alright. And I'm gonna shoot at him. Oh. Well, didn't confirm at all, but
You can always spend a hero point to try to confirm it, because
if I had any left,
fair enough.
somebody keeps throwing stuff at us.
And roll for one thing. Okay. And you added shocking?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll shocking.
And you actually multiply all your damage by 9. That's what she was rolling for.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah, if only. You just see as it kind of hits and just seems to be like a bit of negative energy. It seems like there's a spell effect that ate a lot of that damage. But otherwise that you did blow a lot of the temporary hit points away.
I sense that I'm going to be a target of concern for him and certainly him to die.
Which one were you targeting?
I was targeting the only one we can see.
Oh, yeah, super fair.
The problem is we don't know where the guys are going to go. We don't fucking know. I guess I'm just going to be like back here and hope people fucking keep me from fucking, getting killed.
Dev, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I have armor.
The best, absolutely best, adds 54 to the AC.
It's the best armor made by the best people.
It was single-handedly the best trade deal ever made by this blacksmith. He's a beautiful blacksmith from a small village.
I have a masterwork breastplate.
Okay, the birds cannot get through your armor, so you're not taking any damage from it. However, I do need a fortitude save. I think it's 4. Let me double check. Where'd it go? Technically, these are 2 separate encounters. It's just he kind of attaches to the last one. Yes, fortitude. As it's very loud, you might not be able to hear anything. You are still subject to the. Oh yes, and then that will save at the very start. You are a bit shaken by the images, but that's it. You are currently deafened until you get out of the swarm.
Oh, fun. It's only a 5 foot to get out of the swarm, though, right?
Yes, that middle line, it's pretty much perfectly split around this area.
Okay. 5 foot step. I am going to.
They also do not threaten, so you could do a full move if you want, but unless you're trying to do something here.
Yeah, I think this guy is a caster. I don't know if he's susceptible, but I'm going to try to cast Fumble Tongue on him.
Click the spell for me.
I'm also very curious.
I mean, he did just cast that burning hand, so you're not. All right. 20% spell failure. Okay. So it's a will save. He doesn't have a spell resist. Fortunately, he does resist.
Yeah. I'm going to let Char bite his ass.
Okay.
Or if not.
Yeah, unfortunately, it also misses. I'm sorry, Deckle. All right. That is going to go into Sarik.
Do I need to worry about Hobbs or no? He's just kind
No,
of there.
you're good. Hobbs is basically not in your concern right now.
Okay, fully noted. All right, so I know I got to get out of this swarm for sure, but so this guy's taking that space. Okay. I have forgotten how to play not Star Wars Saga. Hold on.
Hello, Golden.
And then a Wookiee shows up and no,
Suddenly there's a no, so
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
so 20 feet. 20 feet is my movement. Okay.
Oh, I missed you, Golden. I apologize about that. And Synth, thank you for the Oh god, Synth said 9 months. What are we naming the baby? Mongeese.
Mongeese. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move to this space here.
Indigo.
Also, hi CX666. Oh, that's nope. I got a bot. Yeah, gonna have to take care of that later.
Hello, bot.
Hit him with the old band hammer. But yeah, so Curse, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the square next to Char.
Okay.
Okay, so that gets me out of the swarm.
Yes, and if you went through the northern squares and then came down diagonal, you wouldn't trigger an attack.
Perfect. That's exactly what I do. Also, I'm sorry. Can you please remind me? I'm still trying to use the first ed a little bit here. It doesn't affect my action economy. Do a perception to try and find the other one that disappeared.
You could do a perception against that. It's just they're invisible. They did move, so they don't get the huge bonus from invis. You might be able to see them.
Just something, because I don't want to use any spells to try and find them right now.
Mm-hmm.
How about a 21?
That is not going to be able to find them.
Heck, that is worth a shot. Anyways, okay, so they resisted your fumble tongue. I think you're on the right track there, because I was going to do something similar. So I will actually attempt a. Let me see. I'm using push to talk because it's a little awkward. Where is it? What is it? I want to try forbid action on this guy to my south, and I would like to forbid action cast on him, to be specific.
Okay, are you going to defensive cast or are you going to risk an attack opportunity?
Oh, right. I forgot that's a mechanic. Fuck, I should have done that before I moved.
Spend some time. I'll allow you to do it before you move because you are still low level. So you could cast that first, then move up.
That feels slimy to me. I'm not gonna lie. I
You're low
I
level.
deserve that.
And we're bouncing systems. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do that then.
Fortunately, he does resist.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. I believe that's it for me. So I don't think I have anything else to do.
Okay. Goes on to the Nisoi. Who's saying that the initial aura, and such as worn off, is going to shift downwards. And it's going to fly up behind Dev and try to aid his attack. It will have to get into reach of the Eidolon, but in order to do so, and he has to hit a baseline 10, but he's fairly accurate. Which he does. Okay, so he's basically adding +2 to your attack.
Okay.
Which then puts us to the swarms moving. Oh, yes, Sarik, you were in that swarm. What type of armor are you wearing?
Stand by. I'm wearing full plate.
Okay, they're unable to damage you, and you moved out, so the deafen doesn't really matter. Alright.
Honestly, the best purchase I've made in this campaign, by far and large.
Oh, Codius, that was in Cursor's channel, the bot I banned. Welcome.
Sounds like fun, Golden. Alright, the swarms don't move, so they're staying out of your hair for now. You can hear what sounds like chanting from behind the wall. You can't see it, but you can hear her casting a spell back there, but... Otherwise, Carix actually is going to reach over and try to grab Sarik as he goes for a melee touch attack of some sort. Seems to be with that hand that's charging a kind of teal energy. As he just seems to say, become lost in a realm of nothing.
Doesn't sound like.
Well, luckily it can't crit, but that's a guaranteed hit. But I do need a will save from you, Sarik. For a moment, you almost blink out of existence, and then you pop right back in a split second.
Surprise!
That's a standard action from him, so he is going to step back 1. And then he has no action for his move action. Although you do see as he's reaching a hand down into his pocket, and there's a bit of a shine of light out of a pocket of his robe. Seems like he activated something, but didn't seem to do anything outwardly. Griark.
Swift action reload. It looks like the birds didn't move.
No, they didn't. They stayed in 1 and 3.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like yell at him and like, "You're the entire reason why she got her false judgment in the first place," and just, shoot at him. 20 to touch.
That'll hit. That one you'd actually see as a recoil of this kind of blackened, like, not so much coagulated, but just this kind of negative energy-laced blood scatters in the sand. Seems like you actually hurt him.
So 8 damage with 5 electricity on top of it.
Yeah, doesn't seem like he's resisting any of it. Top of the others, so that would be... So applied.
Otherwise, no reason to move yet, so.
Alright, Dev.
Okay, move up and, attack.
Are you just moving or are you charging?
I'm just moving.
Okay. You saw the +2 to attack from the aid. Which that'll connect. As he lets out a bit of a as you kind of smack across his face a bit, but still seems to be standing fast.
Are gonna come up and try. Fail.
Alright, Sarik. Man tried to voodoo you.
I know it. How dare he? How unruly. Oh, so you move back. Okay. Okay. All right. So if I 5 foot back like to here, will I still have to defensive cast
Where?
to here like north 1 square?
There's a pillar there. You can't go north.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. What about like right here?
You would not have to defensive cast, no.
I will 5 foot there, and then, I'm sorry. One more time. Could you remind me about heightening spells? Like,
Basically, you would choose one of your high level slots, and in your case, you have to prepare it as a higher level. So I'll let you do it in this case. But then the DC goes up for every level it's heightened.
nah. I appreciate, but you've already limited away with shenanigans once. I don't wanna overstay the welcome, so to speak. I will, however, I will actually still try to forbid action cast on this guy again. I feel like he's a really, really hardcore caster.
All right. So I will give him his will save. Failure.
Perfect. Yeah. So forbid action cast, or yeah, cast.
Okay. Cast is one of the options on that one. 'Cause I know
Yes,
there's
it
attack.
is. Yeah, there's attack,
Okay.
cast, and communicate, draw, and move.
Okay. All right. That limits his options. All right. So on to then Verloise, who's going to do the same like what he did before. He'll try to aid on the attack again. He'll swoop around this way. Actually, he has enough movement to swoop around for the north. He'll actually go here. So he can also offer flanking. And he'll do it from vertical by 5 feet too, so. An aid he gives. Which the swarms do move.
Uh-oh.
Okay, one stays, well, really they both seem to shift clockwise. As they're all in this square. We're going to move them to the background so you can see yourselves.
Suddenly they're a problem.
You can still hear as it seems like Kaponic is casting another spell this time, but you'd see as what looks like little specks of green seem to be summoning above her. I need to roll for that. Seems to be just one. Seems to be forming just above where that corner that she moved off to, but you don't know if it's right above her or above whereabouts she is. But I would say it wouldn't take much for anyone with spellcraft to recognize that that's a summoning spell.
I don't like that.
You do hear Verloise calls out that if one of you can talk to her, tell her to stop. She's reasonable. He is not.
It's a hell of a time to have a cardboard cutout.
That's high charisma, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, one of y'all is high charisma too, aren't you?
Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
fair
Since
enough.
I'm not doing a whole lot with the Hobbs, well, but I've also unbalanced the fight at this point. Well, him just doing that isn't terrible. I can have Hobbs take a shot at it. I can open his sheet. He has a...
He's
We'll
a
say he's
very
big.
attractive cardboard cutout.
To answer your question, I have high charisma too. It's just that I don't have anything in diplomacy because it's not a class skill, and we had Hobbs.
That's actually super fair. Yeah, I get you.
I mean, I'm decent at diplomacy.
Sarik just simply doesn't have the social skills.
Well, and this one's just a free one that doesn't need any of your combat action, so I'll just... As he tries to tell her to calm, like, just let this stop. We're not your enemy. We're trying to solve this issue, not compound it. And he is obviously the core of it.
Thank you for the resub.
Yes, thank you so much.
Aiming the baby. Dynamite.
Dynamite. Ooh.
Right.
Dynamite. Dynamite Mongeese. Let's go. There's a moment that she kind of caught, like, you hear what sounds like a brief sob, and the birds seem to linger for a second as they stop swarming and the images seem to go away for a second, but then it just resurges. Seems like he was close-ish. But...
Okay.
Alright, but that goes on to Carrick's. But as he kind of, for a second, seems to be trying to will what just occurred. It seems like he didn't recognize the spell. But otherwise, instead, his eyes just narrow. Alright, he does have a secondary. He does float up 5 feet into the air as he tries to get out of the flank, but even though he's still well in position of 1, but as he moves right there. But he is going to go for you, Sarik, for doing that. As he does, he goes to try to bite at you, as you'd see this jaw distends from the skull.
Gross.
Gross.
Oh, wait, start of his turn. You do see that the birds are pecking him. He does take a point of damage as he is not wearing armor.
Really?
But he is not deafened. Alright, so for his attack... Ooh, I don't know if that's going to hit.
21 AC.
Alright, so miss. But he does proceed to try to claw you as well. Oh god, 13-13. Neither of those is going to hit. And then he jumps up, and you'd see as there's a skeletal tail as he tries to do a tail slap as well. Seems like he has quite a few attacks.
Might be worse than the spells.
The 23 will connect for 7 points of damage.
I will take that over any kind of touch attack based spell he has.
Well, since he only hit with 1, yeah.
Yeah, if all 4 of those hit, you might have been in danger, but yeah, with only 1, that's a small fry compared to what some spells can do.
Oh, no. I'm still in danger. That's 7. I don't have a whole lot of health.
Alright, go.
Yeah, that's a lot of... Like, that would have taken me down.
Thank you for
Griark?
the compliment.
Honestly, running from this thing wouldn't accomplish much, but you said if we go prone, we would be avoiding the birds?
Yes.
I guess the first thing is you were asking people's armor. You know I don't wear armor because mage.
Right, so you're going to take a point of damage.
And there's a fort save not to be deafened, I guess.
Correct. Which, even if you're deafened, is only a 20% failure on spell casting if it has a verbal component. It's not a guarantee.
18.
Okay, you're not deafened. You're fine.
I mean, I'm a gun user. Technically, being prone only... I mean, it doesn't hurt me, really.
No, it actually gives you a bonus accuracy with a gun or a crossbow.
Yeah, so fuck it.
It's only bows that take a penalty. Or thrown weapons.
Yeah, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna dive for the ground and keep shooting at this guy, because
That's so
running
dope.
away is gonna do me nothing. They're just gonna move again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I dive underneath the birds and I just take another shot. 21 on touch.
Another hit.
Only 1 extra point of electricity on this one.
Yeah, but you're still chunking him down.
Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much everything. They're action, swift, and move.
Dev, you still have an aid from Verloise.
I'm gonna do my fort. Fun.
Well, this one has the special thing of you're just deafened until you leave the swarm or it leaves you, so the double duration doesn't really do much to you.
Gotcha. That's going to make trying to talk to her a problem, but
Could get in flanking with Sarik. What would you like to do?
I'd like to attack, but my sheet had to cooperate first.
With the flank and the aid, that'll hit.
Hooray! Char is going to do char things. Just miss a lot. I suppose he's
Alright.
probably taking damage from the birds too.
Yes, Char would take 1 damage from the bird and have to fort. Not that him being... Well, you would just wouldn't be able to order him off until he's undeafened, so yeah. So if you could give me a fort save as we move on to Sarik. Sarik, you don't have to worry about the damage. The deafen I do need in case you cast.
Sorry, I was gonna push to talk. I actually had a question about that.
What's up?
I have 5 foot back. I'm still in range of the swarm.
Yes. The swarm doesn't end until you get to this horizontal line here. It's bigger than it looks. I just didn't want to cover the entirety of the screen with it.
Right, I hear you. So, okay, if I were to just 5, because I don't want to, I can't 5 foot and then move, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so that means I'd have to take the debuff or move and then take an attack of opportunity.
You're not going to be able to get out of the debuff.
Yeah, you don't move that far. It's
Like-
covering the
right,
entire
because
top
they're to the
half.
left.
It's
Oh,
an
yeah.
entire quadrant.
Sorry,
They're
I
just
just-
marking where they are.
I
That's why I'm
just
not worried about
saw.
them being center.
I just saw the left swarm. That's all. That's really weird. All right, so I am going to 5 foot back, so at least I don't have to defensive cast.
Yeah? Then you can just cast straight at him.
And I am. You say you need a fort save for my casting?
Yeah, because if you're deafened, it'll impede your casting.
$22.
You're fine. Cast away.
Perfect. I had a question. Actually, hold on. I might just be able to look this up. One sec. Okay, command options, approach, flee. Okay, so with the halt command, he'll literally just stand in place for a round.
Correct.
I would like to attempt a halt command on him to get him to just stay in the birds and also not be able to cast. That should be awesome.
What's your DC for the command?
That's a good question. I forget how to find that. I'm sorry. Can someone help me, please? I don't recall.
It'd be your
the-
wisdom plus 11.
Oh, my wisdom mod plus 11?
Correct.
Okay, so that is 15.
Okay, he fails.
Cool. So yeah, he's just halted. Because I want him taking damage from the birds. Does Griark still get? I'm sorry, not Griark. Dev. Does Dev still get flanking even though I 5 footed back?
No, not anymore.
Okay, so I have to be within melee to do that. Okay.
Yes, or with a reach weapon.
I see, said the blind man. I think that's all I can do. I don't think I can channel energy on the same turn, so
Okay.
call it there.
All right. Barely was takes 1 damage from the floating ones. He gets a different save. He can't be deafened, but he has to will save not to panic, which he resists. He's going to fly around again, and he's going to get high and west of him to give flanking to Dev again. Which he still manages to provide +2 and flank. And since he can't move, he doesn't have to worry about him fleeing. Hobbs is going to try to calm her again. Probably just with maybe you could direct them at him. He's they don't need to peck us, just as he's trying to continue it. Although it seems to be just that flicker again, but they still come back with force. But oh yeah, and Hobbs takes 1 point of damage. But as does he. On his turn, he can't move. He could full attack someone new. The sword's just being annoying. But he's actually going to try to... Let's see, is it better to just do it? Let me see what his check is. No, that's not a good check. Okay. He does make a gap, as you'd see, as he's summoning black energy, as if he's almost going to reach towards you, but you see as he's actually directing it towards his own chest. Looks like he's trying to heal. But he triggers an attack of opportunity from Char, from Dev, and from Verloise. Music stopped.
Thank you for the follow, Jax or Jaeger. Attack of opportunity, you say?
Yep. You and Char first, then Verloise if he's still up.
And if I do,
That'll hit. Char's unfortunately misses still.
he's trying. Oh, his HP's.
Oh,
Whose D20 is that?
The bird.
that's Verloise. Verloise is getting his pecking on.
I said it last session. I'm saying it again this session. I want this fucking bird.
I know, I totally get it.
With the +8, with the flank. And this is one of his favored foes, so that's going to go up to plus... Oh my god. Well, it's a D3. It's a D3 +1. We'll see what it crits into. I will tell you right now, it's within killing distance, which is the funniest thing.
Come on, bird. Don't let us down.
It's a 2, so 3. So not quite, but he looks like you can see as he growls a bit, but does get the spell off and grinds it into his chest, though.
You need to do a concentration?
No, because he just took the attacks of opportunity.
Okay, I thought from
And he
damage.
can't be
but
dead?
it's- Yeah.
No, that's why you defensive cast. He
Did
is-
my forbid action wear off? Does it only last a round?
Yeah, forbid action is only for 1 round.
Heck.
Does mend his wounds, but the net gain isn't great. He was counting on more of a miss. But yeah, at the end of his turn, you'd see as it fades. You would see as it looks like a little ball with tentacles appears above that area there and kind of circles a bit, but seems like it's it does start floating over this way, but does start getting pecked as well. Let me get a token for that. If anyone has knowledge, planes, or religion, you can give me a roll. Wait, I thought I had a token of these in my beastary. How the hell is that not showing up?
Wonderful sheet.
We'll just use one of these here, even though I know it's not the right. Alright, so, actually, all of you would recognize that as a Cacodemon. It's a soul eater.
Wonderful.
Should probably be important that you don't even let it eat if she's sending it in to even eat after him, or you, I mean, it's bad on you, but if it eats him too, that's all could be problematic. If you're going for a nice ending, otherwise, could be helpful. But it's not gonna be able to attack because it's getting packed. So it's flying over. And goes on to Griark.
Damn it. Recognizing that thing's a threat, Griggs kind of changed their targeting. Switch action reload, and they're going to take a shot at the Cacodemon. 22 touch, 9 damage. Plus 4 if it's got any electricity or doesn't have electricity stuff.
You blast it straight back to whatever abyss it came out of.
That's perfect.
Griggs going to be like, come on now, we don't need that.
Oh. Did we get a new position for the birds or no?
Oh no, yeah, I forgot to roll for that. Let me see where the birds are. 2 and 3. So this one stays put as this one crosses over. Does mean if you wanted to, you could spend your move crawling out of the birds, but you do take a back this turn, Griark.
No, Grieg's prone.
I'm prone, yeah.
Yeah, you can crawl. Move action.
Yeah, you said prone didn't affect him.
Hmm?
You said...
Oh yeah, you don't get pegged. You're right, yeah. Thank you, Deckle.
Speaking of which, that guy's been taking damage from these birds, yeah?
Yes?
Yes.
Get the thing back up. Alright, speaking of Dev.
Right. I suppose my best opportunity is just to keep smacking him.
You got another aid from Verloise.
And that's not a good enough attack.
Nope. So that one goes wide, unfortunately.
Char can redeem himself.
Fortunately, not going to hit still.
Yarp.
Sarik.
Okay, so I'm going to 5 foot back again.
That did get you out of the swarm. Don't need to worry about your defender or not.
Right, and I didn't see any, like, maybe I just overlooked it because I was skimming, but I didn't see what it was talking about, like, for what kind of economy was required for channel energy, because I forget now. I believe it's a standard action. Yeah, okay. Cool. Everybody's looking a little beat up. Well, 3 of us are looking a little beat up. I'm going to go ahead and channel energy real quick, try to give us all a D6.
Okay.
So 4 health back to everybody. I can't add anything to that, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Now here's a question for the DM. Does that hurt the guy?
Yes, it does. You'd see as that positive energy is burning him. And he is living, which means your channel to heal living creatures harms him.
Absolutely wonderful. So there we go. It's my standard. I don't believe I have any bonus actions really. So that's it for me.
He does have the damage taken, but still. Verloise is going to change up his tactics a little as he gets pecked again, but he does. First he has to make his will save. Still okay. But he is going to fly out of the swarm now that there's a chance. But as he does, he starts singing that kind of haunting melody again. And at first, you guys worry that he's about to put you all under, but you realize that, no, you're immune to it. But there's one that's not, that's within range right now. So he's trying to fascinate Carix now that he's low. Carix is momentarily distracted, but shakes it off. Gonna go to Hobbs, trying to calm down Caponic still. Yep, and he's getting worse. And so maybe that's a flirt. Come on, we could go back and like after we made it with a mummy. I don't know. He doesn't speak like that. That's mean. I'm not gonna put words and stuff like that.
I don't feel like that's too far. I'd be like, baby, have you ever seen my sand snake? Come here.
All right, let me double check his.
No, it's okay. I named it and I'm feeding it acid.
The birds move again. Okay, the first one goes to 1, the other one stays put. Oh, this one goes over here.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
What?
Oh, point blank.
I've been applying it.
Okay. I figure you probably have. I'm like, oh, shit, I should have been saying that the entire time.
I do appreciate the mentioning of it, but yeah, I applied it for both your hits. All right, so let me double check hers because I believe hers stays. Yeah, you just hear her kind of sobbing a bit, but she still seems to be invisible as you see a tuft of dust, and she seems to be just kind of striding back and forth in the area. You can feel that the visions are intensifying, but it doesn't seem to make the situation, doesn't make the Nisois any worse, nor on any of you. But as for him, just double checking his. He does fly up in the air a bit as he flies straight up. Going straight up, he can only go. Let's see how fast is his flight. 30 feet, so he can only go 15 feet up. So he gets to 20 feet with his 5 foot already. So, but he does take a cautious rise to stay out of slashing range. Seems like he's preparing to heal himself some more. But Griark.
I get that didn't provoke.
No, withdrawals don't provoke. Oh, but yeah, because if he did it diagonal, if he went diagonal, then there'd only be one square he'd threaten off of you.
Yeah, switch action, reload, and fire. That probably is gonna miss though.
Nope, that's gonna hit.
Nice. So 4 electricity on top of that.
You'd hear just as he kind of catches his chest and more of that black blood just seeps out and just kind of drips in a long thing. But you'd see it as actually whatever's giving him levitation seems to fade as he kind of falls down. Seems like he's... Oh, wait, maybe not.
He falls down on his neck. He's full dead.
I mean, he just took 11 damage, so I mean, maybe. His con... Okay, his con's a 15, so he does... He seems to be barely alive as he tried to stay awake, but seems like he lost consciousness for a second and lost his flight. And then hitting the ground, he actually just kind of collapses into the pillar. Seems like he's in the negatives, but still alive. Not that that should matter for much, but... Anything further?
Unfortunately, nothing else I can do.
Dev.
Well, first I will. We've got him. We have no more need to fight. You can stand down. See.
That's a sweet
Yeah.
little 30-20.
You'd hear a bit more of like a sharper bit of that sob as she kind of catches, but then there's just a moment, and you'd see as the Nisoi seem to kind of slow down, as kind of in unison as they all begin to start turning and just kind of flying in place, as again the little illusions of the abyss seem to be fading away. Seems like, and you'd feel that same aura she's putting off seems to be giving way.
Thank you. Let's get what we need from him before anyone changes their mind.
Oh, did she stop?
Yeah, she seems to have. Damn, I've actually managed to convince her to stop for the moment. What? What's so funny?
Oh, Chad. Yeah.
Also,
Come
Bill
on.
and I've been pretty good.
Come on, bruh. Give it up.
Let's switch to something. So, as the images fade and you realize that this thing is still just here, and yeah, Verlois flits over, and you can hear him say it should be a simple matter, even though he can spread the word of what she is. There will be no more spreading after this, so as he flutters down and just lands kind of on his chest as he seems to pluck something just kind of pale silver off of him and just seems to kind of flick it up to his beak where he swallowed the other ones.
Does that kill him, or
No, he still seems to be alive.
Do we?
Kirk's just gonna aim the musket at this guy's head?
I was gonna say I don't think we really need him alive. And I have no intention of saving this guy. Fuck him.
No.
Unless somebody talks Greg out of it.
I feel like, well, I was going to,
Deckle.
And Nikki kind of called it, so I'd say
Yeah, I literally am like, here, I've got the musket to their head. Unless somebody talks me out of it, and you're like, no.
I never called Char off as the thing, and that what they were on the same turn. But yes, go ahead, shoot.
okay, you know what? We'll put it on the two of you. We'll say that as you link, because like you did kind of linger. You let me talk about things going on and such. So I mean, I would, but in any case, we'll put it on both as Char goes to savage his neck and finish him off, and Griark just blows the top half of his, goes right through the jackal skull and through what amounts for its head. The whatever makes the flesh underneath it just seems to fade into negative energy, leaving the outfit alone. But it doesn't seem to go away or vanish anywhere. It just seems to turn into muck and sink into the ground.
So I just want to clarify, I'm not mad at you, Deckle. It's just I have to kill things to get Grit back.
There you go. Do it.
Yeah, Sarik's not even gonna lead him. Read this thing in any of it like last rites. He's just gonna like mark off another one in like the book and just move on.
You do see if there's some. It does look like it had physical gear with it that you may be able to make use of, but
I think I scoop that shit up.
Loot, you say? Let me get out my list.
A lister of the loot.
so it's wearing masterwork studded leather armor. It has a magical cloak, and then you would find a small pink pearl in its left pocket. It seems to be what it clutched.
Clutching his pearls?
A singular pearl.
Ah.
Nice. I've got them charted: masterwork leather armor, magic cloak, and a pearl.
Pearl is magical as well.
I figured just we
Okay.
haven't. I don't think we're taking the time to identify just yet.
You do feel something rather interesting, even though you can immediately feel the. That nothing seemed to. I mean, there's still a sense of dread, but any. Like I know a couple of you were tired and such from, or had fatigue from the or the sunburn, or dayburn, excuse me. But his death causes an immediate cure to everyone in purgatory.
That's helpful.
Yeah, so that's real handy.
The festered sun is continuing until you otherwise get rid of it, as far as you know. But at this point, you have only to convince Kapanik and with her assistance, it seems like the blood golem may be a little bit easier since it did get defense or blood golems. They did get a little defensive, but you have all the pieces at this point. She's still despondent, but at the same time, it seems like your last words and the fact that you've killed the thing that you now told her is the source of her final corruption is dead. But she does, after about a minute, she does turn visible again. You see her just kind of standing, watching you all again. Although this time now it looks like she was well seen. You see, as the skin looks not so much like threateningly like scaled or like predatory, it just seems a bit sadder. As you'd see, like there's blemishes along it, and it seems like almost ingrained in whatever passes for the scales that otherwise look to be her flesh normally. It seems like it's basically tear lines that seem to be just part of her flesh down her face. Seems like the pain is literally just embedded in whatever she was for all these thousands of years.
Sorry for what you've gone through, but give you another chance. Your life. Oh, Jagger, thank you for the subscription. That's awesome.
How can you do that? I've already passed judgment.
Our friend here is had connections with the one who passed the judgment.
Yeah, Verthawaz gives a little bit of a chirp and kind of flies over to the railing of the center area. You can see as the other Nosori seem to be flocking around and kind of watching with more interest than they did the original time. Verthawaz does take a bit of the kind of lead in, just absolutely the original time you were just a portion with just those three, and honestly, I could actually give them to you right now if you like, but we've gathered pieces of you, but the last one missing is, if there was ever any part of you that would stand before judgment and help earn a good or proper one, it's the one left outside. I would highly recommend, if you want to face that final judgment and see if those waiting for you are there, you can. Otherwise there could be the option of another chance, but it would be better if you stood before her whole. But she kind of hangs her head, and in that same painting, it wasn't supposed to be her, though.
Seek his judgment.
She just kind of stays quiet. I don't think I was ever serving him. Not with that thing alive. And Anubis is... When it comes to true judgment, he would pity me, but he wouldn't change his decision. I was never his servant.
Perhaps you take a new Stab at life then. Find who you're meant to serve or follow. Souls will still be there waiting.
She just kind of quietly nods, but seems like her voice has failed her. It's clear she's overcome with fear of the what if, but at the same time seems that you've convinced her not to just sit here and languish or to let this, granted not her own, but ill thought out revenge finish. That being said, you are a little low on time, but I mean, as long as you get her across town and it doesn't take more than 5 hours to bring the other blood down, you should beat midday.
Yeah.
If we weren't kind of close, we wouldn't be heroes.
It does give an opportunity then, as since you know the way out, and it does put you out in the middle of town. I imagine a bit more populated coming out at this hour, since you're coming out in the morning when they know, and you had alerted the church that it's a timer to the end, not a timer till the problems end. But as such, probably a bit of surprise as they see you coming out with the daemon without its illusion whatsoever, as it just seems to be still kind of wallowing a bit, but quiet. Doesn't seem to pay much attention to any of them, though. Just seems to pay more attention to just you all as you just give it directions, both on how to leave this plane and otherwise, though, pauses at the edge of the pool as just that should we be concerned with those others fellows of yours in that plane?
Yes, we should get them out if possible.
The bubble will collapse.
Yeah, are they like lucid or are they still messed up?
They're still messed up.
They're halflings, right?
No, it's a bunch of people. It was 60 people.
Yeah.
You would be able to see that old lady that she took out, you guys, is still alive. She was actually keeping her alive, which you'd also be able to get her help if you'd like. Which she is the only true descendant of the family that basically got hers killed. Well, and then her progeny, who are among some of the lucid. But otherwise, with the help of the Pharasmans, or at least the input of the Pharasmans, Sabti would be able to inform you that no one from that era, a lot of them were found for justice, and it was found to be against them for what they did to this one's family, and they were handled very, very sternly by that pharaoh. Basically, does mean that she was utterly targeting innocents, but, well, I should say Carrick's was. Although she is aware of what the full plan was, she'd be able to inform you that basically when the entire thing came down, anyone who had not fled inside the bubble to avoid the sun would have been subjected to a massive amount of negative energy that would have either blessed them. If they survived the process, they would have been born a vampire, and been born anew, as they would have also been born without with the sun, with a resistance to the sun, not immunity, but.
I was gonna say, being reborn a vampire in the middle of the desert, ouch.
But enough that it wouldn't be staggering, nor would it destroy them unless they were bound helpless in the sun. But otherwise, though, there is one part of it that, well, we'll get to that. But as such, so I imagine Samti goes along with, as she's been spending the last of her spells and struggling, trying to find anything that isn't, and also trying to figure out where you went precisely, as it was mentioned to her, but it doesn't. As she had been trying, she had mentioned she was been trying to contact psychopomps themselves, but seems that the Nisoi in that plane were also stranded. But otherwise, yes, when the bubble goes down, they'll be returned to the material plane.
Alrighty. Simplifies matters. Speaking of, Jax, Jaeger, how do you like to be pronounced?
So, as you get along the way to the cistern, this time a bit of a crowd kind of following, hearing this. Quite a few people asking about what's going on and such, but in any case,
Yeah.
you'd see as standing. Oh, need something, Deckle?
No, go ahead.
Standing on top of the well seems to be still just a blood golem doing what it's done. As the guards keep people back, but it seems to be trying to get their attention and offer its hands, but just seems to kind of tilt its head as it sees you approaching, and seems like it bears some recognition, but doesn't have a ton of recognition for its own demonic self. The Volna demon of Kaponic just kind of folds her arms and looks to all of you. You can feel the day burn setting in, but at the same time, you can see as it looks like there's a bit of a dark cloud that's kind of covering the sun, giving you a little bit of a reprieve, but it seems like it's potentially short-lived as the sun seems to be intensifying behind it. It seems to be kind of signifying of how this could go almost either way.
Yeah. So do we have to dispatch them, or?
Verlawa's pauses just if she could. I mean, she should be able to just retake them, I would imagine. The golem itself is reliant on what passes as her ka in order to stay functional. I could pluck out one, but the other one's going to grow agitated, so...
Offers the daemon a bendy straw. No, I'm joking.
It's like the one with Fry where he's the water emperor.
Exactly. All the assassins have straws.
Quit it! In case if you guys have anything to assist with it, otherwise it does come down to her basically. The golem itself defends itself a bit, but once she takes one of the two, Verlawas would imagine the other will follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think I can really do to help?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, they're not mindless. I guess I could like, I don't know, burn a spell and try to command them to just stand there and just let it happen.
Yeah, it's gonna grow aggro either way, and if she's ready to grab it at that point,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do that. Like that makes sense. Like, yeah, just try to assist with the whole thing.
yeah, and I'll give it a roll and then her a grab, and then potentially the combat. But most likely she'll win. She's a very, I mean, Volna demons aren't exactly pushover demons. Same time, as soon as this even kicks off, you would start it and you'd send the command, but then you'd feel that wave of despair as you realize that pretty much any combat seems to trigger that from the daemon. What?
Super disconcerting.
Luckily, though, the daemon does seem to just kind of stop as you order it to. To which she just kind of grabs onto the bloody form that seems to be reminiscent of a shadow of her. As she kind of leans her head close, and you'd see as there's just this connection of light between them. It seems to be just this bright red light that seems to kind of like a ribbon of gas with the light in the midst of it that seems to travel out of her mouth, out of the golem's mouth, and into her own. As it does, it seems like the more it enters her, the more the golem loses form and function, as it just seems to turn into blood and splatters into the well. It isn't but about 2 minutes later as Verlawas flits up out of the cistern and just kind of hovers in front of her before you'd see as she raises, and with a bit less of the self-pity as she's standing a bit more straight, but still kind of looking to him expectantly. She holds out a hand as he lands on her and just kind of parts his mouth as you'd see a bit of a multicoloral bit that seems to be, as you realize it's the majority of a soul. The last two little bits within her that seems to leave out of his beak and just in the same manner just flies out and just seems to connect to hers before you'd see the core light just pass between them as it goes into her. Verloise, however, just seems to take flight and just kind of hovers up a bit. And you'd realize why, as it seems like the Volodemon just seems to turn a shock white before suddenly shrinking down to what seems to be just about the size of a apricot. Verloise just picks it up in his beak, and you can hear the little telepathic voice of his, just the, I will be back. I'm going to whisk this away to where it always should have been. Hopefully, all goes well with it.
Greg's just gonna speak up. You tell her we don't like it when she gambles with our affairs like this.
Gambles?
This whole thing. This could have gone terribly wrong.
Lay this at her feet?
Was she not the one who caused the situation in the first place by prejudging her based on actions she had not committed yet? Using the foresight, the knowledge that somebody would probably fix the solution and get her around to proper judgment?
There's no guarantee of such. That was due to your hard work, not fated.
Then that'd be a gamble. The Sire City on a gamble.
If you send only the evil before her, she can only judge what you set before her, and you are blaming her for that. Not the evil that perpetrated this.
She makes the rules. She can judge based off whatever she wants. And she's within her power to separate that evil.
You're a rather annoyed sigh come from Verloise.
Yark. Otherwise has been very kind and do their job.
Kirk just shrugs.
I hate to be mean about this, but I need to ask a diplomacy. Verloise may not return. Not after such an exchange. I'll allow the best of you to do it, but...
Can I also attempt this?
I said out of all of you. Else?
I'm waiting on my sheet.
Wouldn't really make sense for Griak to try to. Well, Griak doesn't hate. I think Griak's not mad at them. They're mad at. They're not necessarily mad. They're just judgmental about it. I guess the question is, would Griak be able to diplomacy at all?
When you could roll it, I would just. I offered it to all of you.
23, but I would say that -2 definitely applies.
Ay.
What are my drawbacks?
I'm not frustrated about that. I'm frustrated about roll 20.
I forget, did you say this does occur on other computers or doesn't?
It does.
So
Pass me
strange.
account then.
Have you tried posting on their support forum?
I have not.
It's like, that may be a wise move. know what your modifier is? You can just roll a d20. I mean, you can start with the d20.
I can't do anything.
So, chat, how are you?
Yes, hello, Chad.
Chad, I want to know what you have for dinner. The last thing you ate right now. This is a threat. Tell me what you had to eat in your face.
Golden is about to go betting with his family, apparently.
Why do they put it like this? I'm about to wager money with my family.
I rolled a nice one, so yeah.
They're still part of it. Well, in any case, as all things go, the little Nisoi with the crimson mask with the white edge just kind of takes the glowing white bit that you realize is just the whole of Kaponic. It just flies directly towards the festered sun as the cloud itself seems to part around the angle at which he flies at it, as it seems like a beam of the sun takes it as it does the cloud. And you can still barely make out the edges of the asteroids that created the festering, but it seems as the sun itself is no longer as blistering as it was. All those afflicted with daybreak or the blindness find it cured across. Even those who had tasted of the blood and found that it was curing it seemed to find most of it recovering, apart from a few. Those who willingly indulge in the blood in the night to come are soon to found are exhibiting odd after effects, but otherwise no one else seems to, as it seems like they have a bit of a negative energy edging that seems like it doesn't damage them as much. Luckily, it was none of the players, so nothing that we majorly need to worry about, but it does go for like one of the acolytes, the one who had tested it.
Yeah.
Same time, the one who did test it, she seems very healthy. She seems to be more invigorated afterwards, but is still, even she herself is very cautious about what precisely it means. But that brings a conclusion to the chapter of the Festered Sun.
Hey.
Which was an intermittent one in between book one, so we're still within book one, but this does mean you have the rest of the day, and then Sabti would mention that after this point, they will reopen the necropolis. There's also a further one there that Sabti seems to be a bit more brisk with the Mongeese as well, as she goes to take care of the rest of the business. Such conversations to a diligent servant of Pharasma in front of the lead Pharasman seems to have given you a bit of a blemish on your on how the Pharasman see you now.
Ah, well, can't win them all.
Still, the rest of the town, you can hear people, some saying that seem to do believe that it was the only adventuring group that managed to help the fellow who had sent you out. Others seem to be saying other such cures, such as both the old gods and the new. Some say that it was an angel descended from the sun. Some say that it was a demon giving back a favor to save the town in behalf of someone who did a great evil ages ago. Seems that the truth probably won't be an easy thing to anyone else other than those who saw it all occur. But Ruja does send a messenger out to you as to you're the only group that seems... I mean, the sisters survived, but the sisters were dead. The sisters did not survive. But the halflings survived.
Oh, thank God. That's what I was going to ask about.
over the course of the night, Ruja does bring you before the city council to explain, as it seems that the patron of the family, the one who, the husband of the elderly woman who nearly died for her encounter with with Kapanik, seems to kind of promptly rebuts the story and criticizes Ruja for spending money on swindlers, as the Festered Sun has never ended in anything so big, but otherwise. Otherwise, it seems that the council seems to think that the Festered Sun caused the Blightburn and nothing further, whereas the church seems to be going forward explaining that no, it was a flaw of evil that was moving against the old gods and the new. And it seems like the Pharasmans are trying to set the record straight, whereas the town proper is trying to just calm people that no, it was just a phenomena of astronomy. Yep. Yep also goes against the official statement and is trying to tell the real astronomers who are attending the meeting, but they seem less excited by the stories of what you actually went through, and more excited about what that means about how astronomical bodies seem to be coincide and be both triggered by and affecting both gods and daemons. As it seems to be like they're looking at that aspect of it, as they realize we never should have even contemplated that magic, like them doing a ritual here, is going to affect the stars and the asteroids above, as they just seem really excited, but about entirely dismissive of you guys for the most part.
That fully tracks.
But the last thing you hear as you begin to return back to your inn, where I'll return control to you, is that you see the Anubian cult is also back in town. It seems that they are handing out vouchers for certain areas of food. It seems like they've just paid for at certain vendors to go get food from the locals. But it seems that they're also preaching about Kapanik, but also not that, basically trying to tell the full story of what they understand now. And that it's... But the last thing you'd hear about is that the sect sees that it's their dogmas and the fact that Anubians are very brisk usually and don't talk and don't intermingle, and have been one of the, even though they were one of the closest to the new pantheon, they were also one of the ones most hurt by the ousting. But they know that has led to this to a degree, as it should have been clearer. So, but they also seem to be trying to tell the utter truth of it, is trying to tell is just a, if given the opportunity, they wish they could have given Kapanik the actual meeting with it, as they feel the rest of them have actually done, even with infiltrators leading them astray in these final days. Seems that they've lost a lot of their number, though. Seems like instead of the 16 you saw at the camp, there's only about 4.
Man.
Can't say I blame them. It is sad to see, but I mean, their faith was shaken a few times, and we, not saying it's our fault, but we did in fact burn down their church.
A little bit.
Speaking of which, I remember last session we were talking about how I actually wanted to like repair their religious item that was in that tent. I don't recall exactly what it was. It was like a shadow projector thing.
Yes, there was a brass orb that had what didn't look like them normally, but if you lit the lantern in the center, it would cast the shadows of the Osirian pantheon on the walls.
Right, I would actually like to spend time and like repair that.
Yeah, mending, it would take a couple hours, but you could definitely get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Deco, did you have something?
I don't know. Have a little ready for a nap.
It was a long day of fighting.
Multiple days.
Yeah. It's nice to see the sunset once evening finally comes, as the bastard sun didn't really allow that to occur.
Greg's gonna try and find materials to re-up their ammunition supplies. It's getting a little low.
Oh no, Jake Yeager, there was no chance for a fire brigade. That place went up like a matchstick.
Dry desert tent meets burning hands equals goodbye.
I am playing True Neutral. What's up? Wait, no, I'm playing Lawful Neutral. Never mind. For now.
No.
Yeah, RP wise, I don't really think I have a whole lot. I mean, are the halflings in the bar?
The first night, no. They did lose all their dogs. So at this point, they're most likely not going to be dungeon diving anymore, so I imagine they're rather dour. I can't imagine them wanting to party. Could be there, maybe eating.
If they're not there, I want to write them all letters and then invite them to come over today, right now.
Yeah, so maybe later in the evening they show up. They seem to be in okay moods. I mean, a bit of laughter as they come in, but it's clear that, I mean, judging from how boisterous they were when you met them, it's a severe difference.
Yeah, very cool. They don't get to stay in a slump. That's not how this shit works. I go ahead and buy the entire bar a round of drinks, and then I start going shot for shot with all the halflings.
All right. Yeah, so you start doing, like, you get them to start doing, like, keg stands and start, like, drinking games and, like, you know, just... Which they get into, at least. Better than trying to talk about it or talk about their feelings.
Yeah, fully partying with these fucking halflings. Fully partying with them.
Gonna wake up with a lampshade on your head, like in like a camel trough.
Yeah, if I don't wake up and somehow have offended like the super hot bartender, but like not offended her in like a real way, then not doing it right. But if I don't wake up in an awkward scenario.
In bed with the halflings?
In bed with somebody for sure.
See, I have an idea. If you're down. But, well, first of all, Crix, give you a fort save. We'll see how you handle the night.
Oh,
God, I'm hoping for a one. Wake up in the necropolis.
That one. Just, I don't recall betting a mummy.
The mummy has a cigarette.
How about a sweet 12?
All right. So, yeah, no waking up in the necropolis for you, but you're definitely going to have a bit of a, not so much like a hangover, but like a headache tomorrow morning, but basically a small penalty for the morning hours. But
that's fine. I like to imagine I woke up like Mad Max, not knowing where I am, who I am, or what's going on.
Go ahead and give me a d20 roll too, in addition. Okay.
I'm not rolling that great today.
No, that's okay. It's a random roll. But yeah, so it seems like you get most of them just entirely out of the funk, at least for the night, as they have a good time partying with you, and that's the last you remember of it, and the last that even the rest of you remember seeing of Sarik for the rest of the night. I don't know what the two of you are planning to do with it.
Probably would have joined the festivities after some rest.
Griak's crafting ammo and black powder in the rooms so they can shoot some more things, and probably feeding their scorpion and writing up a report.
Okay. So, early tomorrow morning, like as the sun gets up, and probably kind of instinctually as you go to, and if you're trying to like full on party deb, give me a fort save.
Oh no, she's just taking care of
Chilling
Char and hanging out.
So, you don't know precisely why, but as it is, as you do wake up, like just on top of a crate in front of one of the shops in the secondary market, not near the Pharasman Church. So a good bit on the southwest portion, kind of near that's not the right. I think it's northeast, in the rich section of town. but in this, oh no, that is the southwest. Yeah, that's all those. It's like the farms and the big ones there. Okay, but in front of the market down that way, which isn't too terribly far from the Church of Pharasma, but you find yourself waking up along with not the leader, but the second in command of the Mad Dogs. But you're both on top of different. He on top of a smaller crate, and you a large one. However, you realize that he's wearing what looks like a jacket far too big with them studded with metal studs and the black leather that you recognize as the half-orc from the Fang and Hookah.
Fuck yeah.
And but worse yet, you seem to be wearing what at first you think is a kilt, and you realize you haven't seen her wear it, but you're fairly certain this is like maybe one of the other clothes. It looks like something the bartender would wear.
Oh no.
I look down, piece it together in my head, check my journal to see if I wrote anything down, realize there's no way.
Yeah, you drew a smiley face. And it just says, I have an idea.
And I think I just like praise Mogram because that's awesome. And then and then I don't even think I'm gonna wake up this halfling. I'm just gonna like scoop him up as if like carrying him through the threshold, and then just like go back to the tavern and lay him down on top of a table.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna add to the rumor table for this town if anyone comes back in the future, where they're gonna believe that yeah, there was some day where like the witch who runs that, she must have accidentally turned herself into a dwarven man or something. I don't know. A sand dwarven man, and the half-orc got turned into a little halfling man.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I like to imagine like the night previous, Dev was like trying to be like the good friend, right? Like trying to be like the friend mom and like trying to keep me in check.
There was
And
no
then
chance.
like there's just no chance. Like it's just me and the boys going full goon. There was just no way.
To the Fang and Hookah, there's probably a point where it's like you see as the bartender's there, and you just get that moment where she looks at you and her jaw drops, and just that. I shouldn't be surprised given your behavior, but I'm going to assume you two broke into my quarters?
I'm gonna raise a finger up like, and then be like, honestly, I don't know. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna go put on some pants.
I'm going to hex you later when you're more awake to remember it.
Honestly, I totally get that. That's perfectly understandable. Anyways, we'll be back down in like 5 minutes.
You see she's rather tickled by it, but given the state of things, and she's clearly in the camp of like, no, she believes, like from the night prior, you do remember that, no, she fully believes that you guys saved the whole fucking town and, righted a major wrong thousands of years ago. So you can tell that she's not actually that mad. She's annoyed. She's probably like, oh god, I might not be able to wear that again if you stretch certain parts, but
I think whenever I take it off, I cast Mending. Just to like put it back in its proper like waist size.
Oh yeah, that thing's probably like corsets, and that thing's a Final Fantasy outfit.
110%. Yeah, I go ahead and cast Mending.
Oh dear.
I love that that's the descriptor that you like, and you immediately keep. That's a Final Fantasy outfit. Yeah,
100%. No, there's no way.
We get back to book 1 here. Pick a chat, see if there's anything. So, I hope you guys had fun with the Festive Sound. It doesn't have a big, huge reward for it. It's more just in fame. But since Wadi is a fairly big part of the beginning of this one, that's still a big boost. It's just not so visible,
Yeah. Seems like most of the town just doesn't even care.
Oh no. At this point, you're going to find one of two things. Almost everybody in town knows you now. However, it is utterly a 50-50 split. They either believe you are the biggest hucksters that have ever come to Wati, as you took advantage of a crisis and a rare astrological event in order to become heroes, and the others fully believe that no, you not only saved the town, but like no one's probably ever going to know what happened to Kapanik and her family, but you utterly saved their souls. So it's like pretty much everybody you meet at this point is in one of the two camps, which either gives you a massive bonus or a massive penalty to social roles at this point.
We've got the Nethys style of reward here.
Right?
Yeah, out of character entirely because Tariq wouldn't be like this, but me as a player, like me, associate goblin, like, bro, you telling me they're viewing me, they're viewing me as either a hustler or a hero? That's awesome. Like, that's super cool. Like, Tariq doesn't think that for sure, but like, that's dope.
Well. I guess that's fair.
All right. So getting on to the next one then. Is there anything you'd like to do before you move on to them reopening the necropolis? As the Pharasmans waste no time in getting set for resuming normal business. I mean, even the town council is very keen on getting back to that to try to calm people down. You would find out that Heshisharu, as you asked, did go around for the 2 days, doing her best to aid and such like that as best she could. Not that she's much of a healer, but
Are we saying? Are we still waiting to hear back about the that sand being that like got taken into custody?
that's Heshisharu.
That's
Oh, okay.
literally what that's it.
Beginning of the Festered Sun, you had asked Sabti to take her with, since most likely and correctly assumed that neither of the sun curses could affect her. So she basically aided the Pharasmans the entire time, which did bode very well, which you would be able to find out from Sabti, as Sabti put in special word that she's very confident that there will be a final judgment today, and most likely it'll be good, because Heshisharu, while she definitely shows a severe temper, as she did kill a looter, but during the course of it, but that looter also had blood of their own on their hands upon investigation, so they don't really falter, and they realize that's just a facet of her personality, that she's not one for light justice. But, and given that the looter would have faced the same penalty under law, they don't really see a huge issue in that, as Osirian is not as bad on citizens carrying out what would be the proper law, as long as it's seen as the proper end.
I got you. Yeah, sorry, it's hard for me to keep the name straight. But yeah, all right, fair enough. Hell yeah.
And plus, it was an emergency.
Right. And while it wasn't so much a threat to her stepping in was definitely noticed by even the council. But it seems that both the temple and military side of the Church of Pharasma now likes Heshisharu. The council is okay with her.
Very nice.
Was there anything in that pile of equipment we got off the Eidolon that needed identifying?
Yeah, we need to identify the pearl and the cape.
Yeah, if you guys want to do spellcraft, you could have done that the night prior. Tell me which.
You pick which one, because I didn't say beforehand.
Alright, evens the pearl. The cape.
And for the pearl, 25. So pretty good rolls.
You'd be able to recognize the pearl as a pearl of power first level.
Was a guess.
Yep, he was getting back his burning hands. But then didn't.
What does that thing do?
Basically, if you are a prepared caster and you grab it and you have a spent spell slot, you hold on to it and focus on it, and you basically get the spell slot back.
Oh, what? Does it consume the thing, or can you just like recharge it every day?
Once every day, it just automatically works.
Oh, what?
This is
Yeah, you
probably
can't
good for you.
You can't prepare an extra variant spell, but it basically gives you a duplicate of one of the spells that you prepared. That's usually the easiest way to track them.
What's that? An extra forbid action?
Yeah.
Did we get the cape?
Yep, you got the cape. I'm just getting that up as I was.
All right.
Da-da.
Free rechargeable spell slot.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. Yeah, if nobody's opposed, I wouldn't mind holding on to that since I prep cast.
You're the only.
Is Hobbs a prepare cast?
My
Hobbs
prep
is a
casting is only the
sorcerer.
one wizard level I have, so well, Arcanists have a weird preparatory spontaneous thing going on, but
Hobbs was sorcerer.
yeah,
He's a
Hobbs is
sorcerer, yes. Yep. So there is a sorcerer variant, but those are the runes of magic, and those do appear on the loot as well sometimes. I apologize for my sluggishness. For all day today, I've had a bit of a. I'm not tired, but my eyes are tired. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to read a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I felt that too. Mine was because I stayed up too late.
I've never felt that. I don't know what that sensation is. I don't feel.
Well, you know, I would expect you're good at staying up at all hours.
I am the greatest of all time.
Bigly. Oh, insomnia. Yeah, that's not fun.
All right, so you'd be able to identify that cloak is a greater cloak of the assassin.
Oh,
It would function as a +1 resistance cloak. You can. It has an extra dimensional space that is currently empty. That would allow you to sheath a light weapon in it. But only the wearer can access it while it's being worn. Also, when you first unsheath the light weapon, it is automatically, and it has to be, so you don't get to choose whether or not it does, coated with a magically created injury poison. The fortitude DC of the poison is 10 plus half your hit dice, plus your intelligence modifier, and it deals dexterity damage. 2 successful saves, non-consecutive, ends the affliction, and it can be used once a day and also lets you unsheath the weapon as a free action. So you can continue to use the unsheathed portion of it, but it only gets the poison once. Just like normal poisons that will only be on there for a minute before it dries up. But still. And then it only applies to one creature. Still.
Interesting. I wonder if that would work on a pistol.
don't know. I think you need special bullets to poison pistols ammo.
Well, it's a magically created one, so I would say that it could just... So I'd say you could put... If the pistol is considered a light weapon, I'd say it would apply to the first shot. But...
I forget. They might be considered one-handed.
I mean, they're one-handed, yeah, pistols.
It'd have to be a one-handed light.
Yeah. No, they're not. No firearm is especially light. They're all like, well, some are like code daggers, but they're not specifically called out as light weapons.
Right. So it might not be terribly useful for this party, but, you know, not a bad one either to always have a weapon on hand.
Worst case, can sell it towards money, gain something useful.
That's true.
True.
That too.
If we decide not to sell it, I do have light hammers that count as my holy weapon.
There you go.
Yeah.
Haha, eat this D4. Also, for some reason, my god blessed it.
With poison.
I'm just now thinking of Gandalf with his walking stick.
Yeah, exactly. Except way more obvious because it's a fucking hammer.
Except you're just like literally pulling it out of nowhere, and everyone's like, "Where'd the fuck that come from?"
Like, is that a whole ham? Who checked this guy?
Yeah, whoever checked him, we are firing.
Imagine it's just like a stick that you cast Shillelagh on. What do you mean? It's a light weapon.
The fifth ed game I'm in, I really consider doing a shillelagh build.
Otherwise, yeah, as soon as you go to the Grand Mausoleum, they will give you your third location then.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're exploring dungeons and things.
Surprised they're going right back into it. You'd think they'd want to give the city time to recover.
Yeah, everyone was cured, and they're passing it off as some sort of freak geological event, so whatever.
There's still a lot of panic and damage done.
I don't know. I don't pretend to know how this place works.
I know exactly how it works. Not well.
I see.
Just because they're waiting for you doesn't mean that you have to go. They even said you can take as many days as you want between. They're just opening it up.
Yeah, we're just gonna get behind if we do that, though.
Know what other tasks we would go and handle, to be honest.
I feel like a lot of the bookkeeping we should probably do like off off stream. I do have a hell of a loot list that we were gonna empty and then the sun tried to eat us. So like we never got a chance to.
Yeah, the merchants got a little distracted.
I mean, if you already had a list prepared for selling,
I don't have prices for just everything,
fair
actually.
enough.
It's simple. We just have a rock, paper, scissors contest with everybody in the town to decide who's the best.
Now what?
We call it the grand tournament. Could you imagine some big angry barbarian who barely understands the rules? You got some like Knoll barbarian that's just like, what? I don't hit you with my spear? Oh, no, you just do this. Okay, me choose scissors. No, you don't tell me. Okay, me gonna choose scissors. And just that, goddamn it.
Rock.
No, spear, like scissors. All right,
So what the fuck are we doing?
that's up to you. Sounds like you guys don't want to do the thing, so take a break off if you want.
I didn't say that. I said surprised that the city wasn't taking a break. And I didn't say we weren't going to do anything.
I mean, like I said, the city council was pushing the Pharasmans to reopen it and get back to business as normal to get people all off it since they're trying to pull a don't look up.
Alright. Don't pay any attention to the disaster behind the curtain.
It's so alarming. Like it's so heavily alarming.
Whereas the Pharasmans are acquiescing, but even though you guys were made aware that it's like, yeah, the Pharasmans actually have more of the power outright, but they also try to be very polite and let the city council, like they didn't come here to take over the town. They're just trying to exist, but more people follow them. They're basically the cool kid in the city council's the student president. It's like, okay.
I guess we go get our new assignment and see if we can determine what we need to go and check it out.
I have an important question.
What's up?
Did we level up?
No, not yet.
Nah, it was worth a shot. Shoot your shot.
Let me double check though. I will double check where it is. I can, since I usually alert you guys where.
Milestones.
Pardon me. It's coming up soon. Very soon.
Did you hear that? As soon as we sell everything on the loot list, we hit level 6. It's wonderful.
Down. I'll slap you. Oh no, Chris just got a permanent negative level until he hits level 3 with
Oh
pellet.
no.
At level 2, negative level's like, ah!
I'll just re-roll.
I have 16 health. Leave me alone.
Alright. However, as you do go in, it seems like a lot of the sites, judging from how they do the matching tokens and they pull them down once you've gone in, it's clear a lot of the dungeon diver groups are probably taking the day off. But not all of them. Some of them are certainly done, as it seems. But you do see they do have one of the tables has your insignia hanging off the front of it among some of the others. There's a little wooden scorpion just kind of waits there, and there's an acolyte just busy reading one of their holy texts, and not directly paying attention to the table, but seems to be the one in charge of it.
Hello there.
He looks up and just gives a nod. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to see another one. As he gives you all a friendly smile and but you can tell he's a little, there's a bit of a glance, but then he just kind of pauses and stops. But all right, are you here for your necropolis business?
Yes, unless there's other business we need to worry about.
No, not really. I mean, there's always other business, but I have your thing all set here. As he reaches back to, he pulls out one of the map scrolls, but otherwise, if you would, I feel kind of silly asking, but if you could show me your insignia so we can match the grains.
Right. Pulls out the little.
And look, perfect match. All right, so this one is your final, your third of three. So this one here seems to be a temple. We believe that it is a Nethys temple. If you don't know, Nethys is a god of magic, and so here.
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
He just raises an eyebrow at you. Okay, so this roll here has the map that shows you the relative location of the temple from the northeastern gate, as it's closer to the side where your second entry was.
Okay.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
You would hope. You would hope. Yeah. You guys ready to go? Should we get any supplies?
I'm actually pretty squared away.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if there's anything that we could. Probably gonna have magic.
So, Cursive, can I just a quick question about this pearl? Does it have to be like essentially a copy of one of the spells I already have prepared?
Yes, because it gives you back the slot as it was.
Okay.
So you have to have spent that. It doesn't just give you another one for the off the bat. It has to be one that you've spent for that day. You grab it and it gives you it back.
It's a recharge.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm squared away.
Yeah. Can't think of anything to get outright, so when we get a little away, I'll be like, probably the place that those people kept bugging everyone about. I totally suspect that, around they're gonna do something. Really insistent about getting this one.
They could be a problem. It's true.
Maybe if they're taking the day off, they won't notice.
I mean, if you looked about, you'd see that their token isn't here and isn't taken down yet. So it looks like they haven't come for their spot yet.
Yeah. Get out there.
No time like the present.
Yeah.
Gonna take Steve.
Yes. We're talking about the camel?
Yeah.
Yes. I had to pull up his stuff. I had to check his rations. He's good.
Okay. So. Sorry, I was looking at another book. Let me get back to the baseline one. There we are. So, as you guys bring Steve with you to head into the necropolis. Yes, I assume so, right? Since you have him for the sake of loot.
Yeah, he's gonna be our pack mule.
Yeah, as a reminder, he's carrying a block and tackle and some other stuff that we were using to like the net and stuff that we were using to like crane all that stuff out of the first place. So
Yeah. So, the sun's beating down on the lonely and silent streets of the necropolis. There's dust and sand now covering the once bustling streets. Buildings that were once homes and shops are gradually disintegrating into rubble after centuries of neglect. Scattered throughout the ruins is the occasional palm tree or shrub kept alive by the broken remnants of a long abandoned irrigation system. Mm-hmm. If you guys would like to give me perceptions, you may.
Yes, time to perceive.
you think I don't want to perceive right now? Literally half of what I do is perceiving. How about a nat one?
is a little better.
All right, so yeah, Sarik, you're enjoying a nice day in the sun. It's great.
I'm just vibing.
Griark, you're aware of a few of these, and Deb, you're aware of a good number. That you spot first what seems to be some fresh ropes that seem to be anchored to some of the buildings around you, and then seem to be coming down around a well in an area right near where you are. Moreover, you'd see is there's some people that look to be decently well dressed. They look like they're wearing some padded armor with some bright white sun-beating skirts and headdresses. But they seem to be kind of moving rather low on the rooftops as they seem to be trying to hide from you, but you've spotted them.
What's all this then?
Likely nothing good.
Hearing that, you'd see as they stand up, and it seems like they're pulling out longbows. As there's one on either side of the roof that seems to be whirling a net.
Definitely not something good.
Let me see if I have. I think I have this map uploaded, but looking at my ones, I don't spot it. Oh no, I do. It's on the same one as this one. So, if you would, I'm gonna illuminate a section here, and you guys are. Wait, just because you can see the interior of the map won't really change much. So, that's center well. You guys are all can position yourselves there.
Oh, down there. I was like really confused for a second.
All right, and I just need to get some. And all of them are on the rooftops. there's one there. The ones with the bows are the ones with the bows. Go figure. And these are on the roofs, even though you can see through these areas. And the last one is on the roof over here. About 15 feet up, but then they do have cover. So they have chest-high cover, so... And then the ones with the nets. Let's see, do I got a token with the net? Not really, so we will just use these little dual wielders. And we'll change the music to something a little more intense. Okay. So if you want to, let's see, you guys spotted them and could alert, so this is going to be full initiatives. Player view, let me get that for the... Also, because I realize they're a little hard to see, I'm going to try to... 1, 2, 3. There we go. Easier to see now. Oop, and I added 2 sets of that. 1 second. All right. Sarik, you're up first.
Okay. First thing, are these squares accurate?
Yes. Again, they are 15 feet up and they have chest-high cover, so...
That's fine. I will...
Basically,
Those
that's
guys-
10 feet of different distance to them and then gives them cover.
Right. I'm going to 5 foot back to prevent any kind of shenanigans about flanking.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will cast... Okay. These bow guys, they're up on roofs, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Every single one of their units is on a roof.
Let me see. Okay. I can't use the fall action to make them jump off, huh?
No. You could tell them to approach, but then they take the most logical means, and you see they have fresh... Well, Dev saw they had fresh ropes and kind of pointed it out. You just started noticing those.
Okay, I don't think... command's going to do me a whole lot of good right here. So actually, I don't really want to throw a hammer at him. So I will actually use barbed chains.
Hey, which one?
Barbed chains. I'm rolling it so we get the info.
At which one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess this closest guy here. Why not? We'll start here.
Okay, we'll save. All right, yes, will partial. Here, we'll get the d20 roll. Ooh. Unfortunately, he makes it.
Ah, well.
What's his partial? What's it do for partial?
Stand by. Let's see, 7 chains, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was doing this to... I'm sorry, I didn't specify. I wasn't aware this was a thing I had to specify, which you have to specify either a melee attack or an attempted trip. I specifically was doing a melee attack.
Okay. So we should get that attack rolled in first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
And I believe it shakens them if they fail the will save.
Oh my god, it's been so... So, use base attack bonus plus key spellcasting ability score modifier as attack bonus and combat maneuver bonus. Is there not... I could have sworn we had just a button I pressed to cast this last time.
You usually
for the
click on the
attack.
spell and it has all the... but just give me a d20 roll. We can figure it out from there. Okay, and your casting stats what?
This casting stat is wisdom? Wisdom.
Yeah.
And then combat maneuver bonus. Yeah, it
Okay.
uses that modifier as my attack bonus and my combat maneuver bonus.
Wait, what?
No, wait, I'm sorry. I think it's for both specified. I'm sorry, Cursive. I apologize.
I'm just going to look up the spell. I'm just going to do it that way. That'll be... Alright, uses your base attack bonus and your key score as its attack bonus and combat maneuver bonus. So, your base attack is a 1, and your key spellcasting ability score is what? What do you add to your wisdom?
+4 to wisdom.
Okay, so it's a 5. So it's a 15. Which would hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Quick 3.
Okay. So applied.
Cool. That's it for me. I don't have anything else.
Okay, we got some bowmen here who are going to take a shot. Each of them picks one of you to target at. And they all start firing their bows. They do have higher ground from you, so they get a +1 for that. Their bows look pretty damn nice. Alright, so one at Sarik, one at Dev, one at Griark. Sarik, Dev, Griark. Don't.
What is my AC? That one was on me.
Okay.
Same.
Dev, your turn.
Yeah. Loop. I guess, I try and crossbow one of them back.
Which one? That one? Okay.
You.
Yeah, it's gonna ricochet off the building. Anything further? Draw on fire.
Yeah, no, I did.
Griark.
I'm gonna take a peep down this well real quick. Make sure nothing down there.
Doesn't seem to be anything down there. Just seems to be a dried up well.
Making sure. I'm gonna shoot the guy on my left then.
Which guy on the left?
The one closest to me. That's a gonna miss. I'll have to spend my grit and jam my gun. That's my turn.
The one on the right that just took a slash from the barbed wire is going to take his net that he's swinging and hurls it at Sarik. So a not natural 20 on touch, I believe, is going to hit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These nets are weighted with heavy, seem to be either maybe iron or stone balls. So you are entangled and rooted by a leather net. Otherwise, he seems to be reaching down and holding something in his fist now. That's his whole turn. The other one, seeing Griark working with the two-handed weapon, is going to throw their net at Griark. (13) to get the higher ground to negate that one, but that would actually be one range increment, so an 11 on touch.
Touch. My touch is 12.
Okay, so it kind of collides your shoulder, and you throw it down. It's not really impeding you. And then we have the last bowman down here is going to take a shot at Dev. And I don't believe a 14 is going to hit.
No.
Okay, then it's back to Sarik.
Can I cast?
It takes a concentration check.
Okay, what's required to get out of the net then?
Escape artist or a CMB, or you can attack it with a light weapon. Or actually, you're entangled and rooted. So you can use any type of weapon. But it needs to be a slashing weapon in order to get through it. You need to deal so much damage to cut a hole.
I don't have any slashing weapons on me.
Did you buy a Pathfinder's kit? Or a Cleric's kit? Both of them include a dagger.
I did get a cleric's kit.
Yeah, so you have a dagger. Which is piercing or slashing.
Oh man, I almost want to just do the concentration check. I feel like I'm probably have an easier time.
Go for it then.
What kind of check? Like, how do I?
Let me double check that. I don't use the nets terribly often, but don't want to close that tab. If you are entangled in a net or a tangle-foot bag while you are affected by a spell with similar effects, you make a concentration check, 15 plus the level of the spell you're casting. So it's like a defensive cast, but easier.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad actually. What kind of armor are these guys wearing? Or even wearing metal?
They seem to be the padded armor and padded armor.
Damn.
Show you a picture.
You're good. I was gonna heat metal, but it's not gonna do any good here.
And the Mummy's Mask channel.
Right, I'm on push to talk. I'm very sorry. Okay, like I was asking, if I were to heat metal on these guys, like on the ones that are carrying like daggers, swords, whatever they're carrying, right? They would have to either drop that weapon or take damage, right?
Correct, but none of them are wielding, from what you can see. Like, you see a handle with a hilt that could be metallic weapons, so it would have to start burning through their sheath before it starts damaging them. Because
Oh.
they're currently wielding bows, and the other ones have just thrown their nets and are pulling something in their fist, but it's whatever it is, it's small enough it's not showing up in their hand.
Okay, I'm sorry these turns are taking so long. I'm going to command approach on one of the archers. I will attempt that.
Which archer?
Say south one, this guy here. Command approach.
Okay. So that's a will save for him. You feel it succeed. Anything further for your turn?
Unless I can attempt to get out of this net also.
And only if you have a point in escape artist at this point.
Nope.
Oh, I needed your defensive cast too.
Oh, okay.
Or not defensive cast, your concentration check.
And I'm sorry, one more time, I have to roll a d20 for that or what?
Yeah, d20. And then we add your caster level and your casting stat. So just need to hit a 16. So you're adding 2 plus 4. So okay, yep, that'll do.
Nice.
Okay. And so yeah, since if you don't have escape artist, then that'll move on to actually that guy's turn. So tell us he can't outright resist it, but he can choose in the manner in this case as he goes to come down and spends his turn climbing carefully down the rope, but does reach the ground level. You can either take 2 move actions to do it carefully or do it recklessly with 1. Seem to shout about that as you'd see as it seems like that changes their tactics as they realize that you've enchanted him. So you can see as the other 2 seem to be that are on this same turn section seem to be grabbing their own ropes. This one moves over. I'd say if you're 5 foot, yeah, he could do that, and then he could take a shot and then try to go down. So yeah, he'll take a shot first. This one's going to shoot at Griark and miss, and then is going to try to fast rope down, and does manage to land on his feet narrowly. So this one's also down the ground. As he does, he's dropped his bow on the roof and seems to be switching to a Kopesh. The one on the north side seems to be doing similar, starting with a shot, which he shoots at Sarik, who is still currently entangled and rooted. So that does hurt your AC down by 2. That's still not going to hit, because I remember you said you were at 21. And then he also starts to fast rope and switch to a Kopesh. But she also makes it down, and then he 5 foot closer. All right. Dev.
Okay. I appreciate targets on my level. I will leave the crossbow and I'm going to move up on this guy with my hammer. Morning Star, that guy. Whack.
That is certainly a thwack. He staggers from the blow. Seems barely awake, but still awake.
Or get him. My wolf
There's
does
nothing.
not like biting people.
No. You have a golden retriever. Griark.
I'm gonna shoot this guy here, the southern red one.
Okay.
13 versus touch.
Hits.
So for 10.
He recoils back from the damage as he just kind of clutches at the armor as it begins to pool with blood. Still on his feet.
I'm just gonna move back a little bit over here. Oops, over here. Just 5 foot.
All right. This one up here is going to take one of his fists. As you realize, he's throwing a bag at you. Now, he's throwing it at Griark first. An 11 on touch, I don't believe hits.
He's a 12.
All right, then with the other hand, he throws another one as they seem to be exploding into yellow goo. Oh, that one does.
Yep.
As you're struck with the Tanglefoot bag. So you are rooted and entangled from that. The other one seems to be doing the exact same, aiming the first for Dev. 4 on touch, I don't believe is going to hit.
No,
Second, 14 on touch.
I am a 15.
Miss.
It's wonderful.
The last archer is going to take a shot then instead at Griark, since they have a long-range weapon and can actually threaten people as they're trying to pin you all down, it seems. I do believe that hits
Yeah, I'll definitely hit.
for 2 damage. Back to Sarik.
Okay, well, they're starting to come over here now, so I feel like I should probably get out of this net. Alright, so you said I could attack it with a dagger and try to, like, cut free.
Mhm.
I will do that.
Okay. So just give me an attack roll because you can potentially crit it.
I went ahead and made a thing for dagger, so hopefully it's right.
You know, critting it.
Critting it.
Yeah, you slice yourself right out of it.
Very cool. Is that like my standard action?
Yep.
Okay. I do a campy dance. No, I'm just joking.
Orange Justice on him.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot to be done on my end. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere I want to move or different way I want to position. Maybe onto the other side of Griark, but I kind of don't want to. No, I'll stay where I'm at. I'm good here.
Goes on to this one here, who is going to charge you with his Kopesh.
Ooh, that hits.
Ooh, for 10 damage.
Oh no.
This one here can barely move, but he does slash. Let's see, wait. Actually, no, excuse me. The red one here drops his Kopesh and drops to his knees. But the last red one is going to step up and is going to jump up here. So first for getting on the railing, which he does, but he is on very precarious positioning. It takes a slash at Griark. I don't believe a 14 is going to do it.
Let me double check.
Normalize.
My AC is 16.
Okay, Dev. Seems to target your brain is just like, nope.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Char to protect Sarik, and then I'm going to try and shove this dude in the hole.
Okay, give me a CMB.
Probably not that great at, but I feel like it's worth a try.
Always fun when it works.
Thinking. Oh, that didn't work.
Oof. Sorry, Deckle. Char is going to dash around the outside to go after the one on Sarik. And goes for a bite with flank.
A bite he does. Bitey bite.
They chomp. Fortunately,
Yeah.
with flank, that's
I'm gonna have to get that boy some training.
right. God, he hasn't rolled above a 5 all night. Griark.
Not great with the guy in front of me.
5 foot back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's 5 foot back this direction. Take a shot. That's not gonna do anything.
Fortunately not.
Wompity womp.
Alright. The purple ones are starting to come down. So first up is one in the southeast, who does manage to come down. Comes to the corner, then takes him, let's see, a 5 foot and a move. And then he'll switch out as he pulls out a scimitar. It has to stay right there. This one could 5 foot up to a corner. And then goes to come down as well. Makes it down. And then he is effectively... No, he can't because he had to 5 foot to the corner to do so. Yeah, so he can't do anything else other than ready his own scimitar. Kind of glaring at his own, at the buddy. Actually, no, he does have one action he could do.
Oh, that's what you get for giving up.
Yeah, he executes his own buddy, who seems to be trying to give up.
Damn.
Hey, they're all fighting for their lives, and he just gave up after one hit. That's all he saw.
I mean, I brained him with a hammer pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the archer is going to fire at Dev. Ooh, 22.
Miss.
Aha. Sreek.
I don't like that they have positioning. That's really making me nervous. Okay. Sorry, I got a message about the Airbnb. Let me... Oh man, I really don't like this. I will swing my Warhammer at this guy here. I want to try and get this flanking off of Char and try to get a right flank looking a little bit better.
Miss.
Ugh. I guess I'll just hang out and twiddle my thumbs.
Level 2. Level 2.
Yeah, no shit. There's nothing else I can do. Yeah, that's
He swings a Kopish at you. Whoosh. With a miss. 15, or that would be 14. Or not 14, excuse me, the 12. Jeez, yeah, they only had 4. Alright. Oh, let me tell you, he did charge. Okay, no, you're still a 9, so... Alright. Next one.
But he has flank.
No, he's a 7, and with the flank turns to 9.
I got you.
Okay, so that goes to the one on the rim. Kind of similar. He's going to take a hand off his Kopesh and actually reaches down to try to grab you and pull you into the well. your CMB?
Just out of sight. Um,
And oh, Gabriel came in. I'm sorry, I missed you, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Deep fried hot Cheetos, filled macaroni and cheese.
My CMD is 17.
17? Okay, he fails.
We gotta kill that guy.
Well, it's Deb's turn.
Yeah. It's time for him to meet that Morning Star.
Yeah, you strike him and do a fair bit. Oh, actually, no, he already had 8 damage on him. Yeah, he's unconscious. He falls back into the well.
Loop.
Bye-bye.
All right, Griark.
Oh, chart turn.
Oh yeah, Char. Bite. Mort.
Char's turn to miss.
As you dowed him. 2 damage. The guy cries out in a bit of probably less pain than his compatriots are taking it. He just kind of, he kind of tries to shake Char off.
Oh, wait, that includes the
And he gets a free trip.
grip function.
CMB from Char. Charmander, Char. No, that's not gonna
No,
do.
back to his old ways.
All right, Griark.
Sarik doesn't look like he's doing too hot, so I'm gonna take a shot at the guy between Sarik and Char.
You get him
17.
for 5 damage.
Yep. Otherwise, I'm just gonna move back into try to use the building as cover or something. We're kind of past that phase, but the further I get away from people with melee weapons, the better.
All right, the one with the scimitar's gonna aim for Char. He's got flank. Chow. Ooh, 22. I think is gonna hit
Yeah.
for 6 damage. And then the other one is gonna 5 foot up and swing at you, Dev. Let's see, does he have a good push? No, he doesn't. So yeah, he's gonna. He can't 5 foot into difficult terrain, so he has to go there. And he'll just swing. Which I don't believe is going to hit, because I think you said you're higher than that, because that's an 18.
Yeah, I'm 24.
So miss. Archer fires at Sarik. 18?
21.
Miss. Or that would have been 19, but still miss. Sarik, you're up. Arrow whizzes by your head, though.
Yeah, I got some immediate stuff to deal with, though. I'm gonna swing on this guy again.
It's a hit.
Nice.
He's unconscious.
Can I 5 foot after attacking?
Yes. You could move at this point.
Oh, fair. I will actually. Let's see. Sorry, I'm checking the range real fast. Okay. And then how far is this man's? Okay, I'm actually going to. I don't want to stand next to that well. I think I'm gonna stand to. I'm thinking I'm gonna stand next to Char. I'm pretty fucked up actually.
Could move back into cover somewhere.
Does the well count as cover or no?
If you dunked, you'd be getting some cover from the archer. He's 15 feet up, so he'd still be able to take a shot. But
Okay, can I move next to Dev and then also take cover?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do
If you
that.
went fully prone, you would get a bonus to range attacks, but a penalty against melee. Otherwise, if you go to a knee, you'd get a small bonus.
I'll just go to a knee.
Okay. Dev.
Yeah, I will tell Char to defend himself, and I turn my wrath on the next closest guy that needs a hammering.
That actually,
Oh, is it?
that does. The purple guys are not not as hard to hit. Actually, 12 damage knocks him out. He only has 11 HP, not 13.
Schwack. Oh, and
All right.
Char.
And Char bite.
Wait.
Another hit. Give it a trip.
Let's go. Do it.
That does not trip him, however.
Fair enough.
Okay, Griark.
So it looks like I'm going to be hitting this guy past my initial range increment, so that's going to be a -2, but I'm going to take a shot at the archer.
Okay.
All the way to the south.
Fire away.
So 20 on touch.
Ouch. Yeah, you get him.
Wait. Is it on touch? I don't think it matters.
Oh, is it on touch at that distance, I guess?
Not after the first.
Okay, so no, it's not on touch, but still probably hits.
Still hits. And so you're good.
Alright. That's my turn.
The one down here is going to take a swing at Char. What's Char's AC?
Not that high, I don't think.
See higher than a 12?
A 15.
Okay, so it's not going to confirm, thank God. But he does still take 4 damage. The other one, after taking that shot, fires back at Griark. Griark has cover as well. So that's going to be a 22. What's your AC plus 2?
Oh, against me? Sorry.
Yes. AC plus 2.
My AC plus 2 is an 18.
Okay, so he does measure hit you with an arrow in return. For 2.
Okay.
Sarik.
This battlefield changed pretty quick. Let's see. I guess how close is the enemy? I don't want to help him at all. Yeah. Well, he's like 20 feet. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. So if I move to like, can I occupy this space right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrain, so you'd want to move through Dev and then go like over the unconscious bodies, but yeah.
I'm gonna do that and then channel energy.
Okay. Roll away.
Just to be clear, that does put me. Hold on, I'm just gonna grade my own homework. Yeah, it puts him 5 feet out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
6 HP back to everybody who needs it.
You can see as those two guys are awake again and moving.
Right. Fuck.
Yeah, that is on everybody. Gotta get selective channeling to
Yeah,
eliminate people.
I forgot they were unconscious. I fully thought they were dead. That's my bad. Curse even said they're unconscious. That's my blunders.
Dev?
Yeah. I'm gonna smack the dude next to me and move.
He is now unconscious again.
Yeah.
Forgot briefly. Like, what? Oh,
And this guy can take his attack if he feels like it, because I'm moving over here.
He's not armed. He dropped his weapon.
All the better, because he's gonna have to get up some point.
Griark?
shoots an archer in the far corner again. So 19.
You hear him cry out and he drops.
Nice.
Oh,
Char.
needs to bite. Yeah.
Char needs port.
Bert.
That
Good
sounds
job,
like
Char. Yep. He's a very friendly ducko. Good night, Jaeger.
Alright, speaking of the Scimitar one here. Yeah, he still got bit though, so he's gonna slash a chart. Ooh, that's gonna land. For 2 damage.
Being so nice, Char.
You're getting hit, and he's like, that's okay. They're just playing. Crixus,
Do what?
it's your turn. Nerd.
My bad. So, charging Pathfinder First Ed. Explain it.
Normally you can do it. You just have to stop in a straight line to the target. But you are currently difficult terrain, so you cannot charge.
Heck. Okay.
You don't have a straight line to any target.
Yeah, I was just curious about it, to be honest. Almost wish I had the bleed cantrip now. Fuck, man. I guess I'll move 20 feet. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm in difficult terrain. How many of these squares are difficult terrain?
2.
Oh, so I can only move 2 squares.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to thank my parents and everybody who helped me get here today. My coach.
You could total defense if you're not going to be casting anything.
I'll probably cast, actually. This dude, this red one just got up, right?
He woke up. He's still prone on the ground. He dropped his weapon when he went up.
I'm going to barb chain him.
All right, then. Give me the attack roll. We know it's a +5.
$18.
That hits him. Give me a d6. And
5 damage.
Asleep he goes again. You literally had him awake by 4, so he should and back down to -1. Both of those guys literally woke up to, oh, that feels nice, down.
Yeah.
His turn was literally 21, so he was right after you. All right, Dev.
Stop hitting my dog. Wolf.
that guy goes down. So apart from one of the red ones who went down the well, that's all of them down. They're all currently bleeding to death. If you want to stop one, you could potentially, if you want to talk to them. Otherwise, you know that you've heard the laws at this point that unauthorized necropolis going is generally seen fairly unfavorably by the Pharasmans, especially given and the Pharaoh, given the potential of plague.
Yeah, Sreek's from here. He fully is okay with letting these dudes die, but I would like to like search their bodies and see if they were like ordered to come over here for us.
Let's see, what do I have? I'm not trained in healing. It doesn't require training. So I'm gonna try and stabilize this guy over here north of Char. And if it doesn't go well, oh fucking well.
Yeah, that's his problem.
Did we want one alive?
No,
I'm sure I
22.
could stabilize.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You're good.
Interrogate him.
Yeah, you stop the bleeding on that one.
I just wasn't gonna do the one you were heading towards because he's the one that killed the other guy, so he seemed like he would be unlikely to, help.
Okay. Yeah, you can let the rest meet their maker. So you guys know there are a total of 5 sets of rope that are all 50 feet long. They're currently used as their drop ropes. There are 2 weighted nets. They've expended all their Tanglefoot bags. They each have padded armor. There are 2 masterwork scimitars and a total of 3. There are 3 more padded armors, 3 Kopesh, and then 3 masterwork longbow, and a total of 22 arrows left between the 3 of them. The guy who fell down the well, you don't even see his body so much. Upon examination, you can see the bottom of the aquifer. It seems to be on a bit of a slant. It probably slid down wherever that goes.
It's not going to be good for as well as that direction.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the middle of the necropolis. Most
Yeah.
likely that water is no longer used.
Yeah.
So-
If he somehow manages to wake up, he's gonna be in for a bad time. But he's probably not gonna wake up.
No, he was in the negatives and bleeding, and now he's down in a dark cave that might not have a way
he's-
out.
A dark
He's
watery
having a bad
cave.
time.
So there's actually no water in that. Well, actually, no. This area just flooded, So yeah, I suppose there would be water in there now. Which means actually he probably wouldn't have taken the fall damage either. But oh yeah, that fall damage would have killed him. Anyways,
So the weapons they had, I'm sorry, there's masterwork, Kopesh, what else?
the Kopeshes are not masterwork. The Kopeshes are normal. The Kopeshes are normal. The scimitars are masterwork. So there are 3 Kopeshes, 2 masterwork scimitars, a total of 5 padded armors, and a total of 3 masterwork longbows, and then 22 arrows.
What do these guys think they are?
Maybe we can just wake this guy up and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, you could wake him up. Wouldn't even have to heal him to do so. You could just... I know you have the skill to basically wake him up without doing the actual healing one, so you don't have to waste a spell nor risk him doing something.
Just double checking homework here. 3 Kopesh, 2 masterwork scimitars, 5 padded armor, 3 longbows.
Correct. And the longbows are masterwork. But they're not composite, they're normal.
All I needed. Carry on.
You gotta make sure he doesn't have any weapons at hand and then wake him up.
Yeah, as you take the armor off him, he is literally just wearing effectively his skivvies at that point, just since he was dressed. Seems like he was dressed for a more intense heat than the day provides. But yeah, as you wake him up, he just kind of groans and just kind of just stars and heavens. Oh, gods. As he kind of looks right into you.
Yeah, it didn't go so well for the rest of you guys. So, want to talk?
Yeah, I would rather not die today.
Most people wouldn't. So, what do we do to piss you off?
We don't know you.
You don't say.
Don't know you either.
And look, you can just have We got some nice stuff. You can just have as if that like you need his permission.
Yeah, like Sarik's fully logging all this. Like, we already did. Like, it's already ours.
Yeah, you better come up with something better than that.
We need information, names, why you came out here to do this, etc.
Hired.
Bye.
This lady. She had a really big pink hat.
You with a pink hat. Just ring a bell.
Blonde hair. Really, she was with a group of people. As he gives descriptions, yeah, you're fairly certain that's the Score Shand.
Okay. Well, that's helpful. Could you identify this lady if she's in front of you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We take this one back to the temple because those people suck.
I mean, up to this point, they were being friendly to you guys. I'm surprised that you feel they suck. Like, because you guys seem like.
So
I mean, they suck now.
I totally
Yeah,
expected
yeah.
they
Told
would
them until now.
betray us over this temple, and they appear to have done so.
Like, they were being pretty chill about it and just kind of asked, hey, if you get that temple, let us know. You know, it's kind of holy to us. And you guys are like, hey, well, Deco's just like, hey, fuck those people.
Well, because they tried to kill us, so fuck those people.
Now it makes sense. But, like, when the fight started, you guys were like, it was totally them because they're best. And I'm just sitting here like, why are they suspecting them? I played them as really nice.
Because
didn't
they
really-
were going around town, like, begging in every possible way to get this assignment. I assumed they would.
Yeah,
try
but
to
this
do
could
it.
have been like random thieves.
I genuinely wasn't thinking it was them, to be quite
Yeah,
honest.
I
I thought
wasn't-
maybe it was like, you know.
I wasn't really narrowing it out. I think Deckles would have thought that.
I was more thinking if they got. I assume they were hired, but I assume they got hired by like, I don't know, an interested party of the people who think that we're all hustlers, as opposed to like thinking that we actually saved the city. That was where my thought was. But it does track that like they would get mad at us for, you know, air quoting, getting their temple, and now I'm really on some fuck them kids type stuff. So
He'd be able to tell you that they didn't target you in particular. They just told him to ambush anyone who started approaching some old temple down the way. And it was very likely whoever came this way would most likely be either well equipped or have gear that could probably sell well if they brought it back. If they weren't still holding the antiquities, that it would sell very well at the antiquities auction after the necropolis is done.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. That means that our newfound foes are probably up ahead.
probably.
That's probably why they didn't go get an assignment.
They told us to dress it. But you would also find out from that they hired them at the what sounds like the early evening, late afternoon of the first day of the Festered Sun. You had seen they denied it, and because you remember in the morning that's what they asked for payment for helping with the Festered Sun, and the guy said no, and Valeriana stormed out. Sounds like from the thing she came and hired these guys, and then I mean maybe even went right there.
So they might have been there a few days.
You guys have been out here the whole time the sun was going on?
I mean, not in the sun. No one was coming out here other than the Pharasmans looking for shit.
Well, then you owe us your life twice.
What?
Nothing.
We stopped it.
You stopped the sun.
There's a huge ass curse going on. If you'd been out in the sun, you probably would have been fucked.
Imagine you ambush us, right? You have the opportunity and you have the numbers advantage, and then the idea that like we fully stopped you and your friends, that's ridiculous. And then I also tell you we stopped the sun after we brought you back. You know what? Never mind. Just fully never mind.
Sarik is just done with this man. He's like, hey, you know what?
Honestly, according to my code, I should bash your head in. Like, Mogram doesn't leave things unfinished. Just full disclosure.
No, but I think the Pharasmans would prefer he be tried.
That's
Especially
fine.
with evidence of someone's misdeeds.
Yeah, and you know that the guards are at the gates to the necropolis and on some patrols, although it'd be easier from where you are to just go to the gate.
I would take
Not
him
that
to
far.
the guards. If these people have been in here the whole time, then a few minutes won't hurt anything.
plus, like, I feel like it's probably gonna be a better idea just to get them arrested. Fuck it. Like exactly what you were saying. Like, why would we bother with the combat if we don't have to?
Unfortunately, at least the city guard at the gate, who is wearing the Pharasman seal, would they take notice of the accusation, who these are, but it's like they would point out that it's going to take more than just the word of what seems to be most likely just petty criminals. They could easily be painting the story of someone who's very ostentatious. They highly advise that you go to the sanctum and find the proof of your own, so that your word, especially given your reputation, could be used against.
If we find them in there, it's highly likely they're going to try and kill us, and so we're going to have to kill them. And I guess our word won't matter because they'll be dead.
The guard just kind of sighs and just kind of holds up their hands like,
Maybe we get a guard to come along with us as a witness. I don't know. We clearly just got ambushed. Like,
you're not the first group that's gotten ambushed. You realize that this is a very lucrative opportunity for all the thieves, and that's why the guards are here. We've been trying to deal with these.
Yes. No, I don't blame you. I don't suspect you were looking out here when the festering was happening.
We had some of our other units out here, but they're currently were given the day off. The ones that had to search the necropolis didn't have a whole lot of shelter.
Yeah.
I will point out that unfortunately the souring of the one that's like, you do know that they have dispatched their guards with you before, given your ones, but yeah, it seems that there's even though this one clearly is in the regards you as heroes side, there's still that level of the Pharasmans are like, this is your task.
Yeah. Well. Fill up,
That
friend.
being said, we're looking at 10:45, and I have some good news for you. While there wasn't a ton of loot on those guys did have a very special piece of loot. They had level 3 on them.
Nice.
That will be handy.
And this is what would make this a pretty decent stopping point if you guys want to handle your leveling stuff, at least your rolling leveling stuff. Then you can have your level 3 before you deal with the Sanctum of the Erudite Eye.
which is what I've always wanted, truly.
Which then means next session you'll be delving into what sounds like a very well-wanted dungeon.
Here, Wriggles.
Look at my chat. Do. Thank you for the hydrate, Golden. Oh, and Golden left. Good night, Golden.
Yeah, golden had to go.
I'd probably be wrapping up my chat here in a second. Do any of you guys in the chat know where you'd want to go for a potential raid? Who you want to go watch?
I do not know.
I'm talking to my chat, but you know.
I'm in your
you're my
chat.
I know, but it's. I generally let them pick.
Murder. Gabriel chooses murder. Maybe somebody's playing Murder Party.
I think I'm having a stroke.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
How does one level up in Roll20? I've long forgotten.
Go to the core page and you pretty much start with increasing the level of your class or adding a new class line.
But I can't. It's grayed out.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I'm stupid. I found it. Never mind. I found it. I'm dumb. Do not worry. I'm just very stupid. It's fine.
Do not worry, I am just stupid.
Magra be praised.
Magram be praised. I found it. What are you rolling for, Dev?
Hit points.
Wait, how do you wait? What? 2d6k1? What is that? Or like
Roll 2
2d8k1?
dice, keep the highest.
I'm so dumb.
Roll twice for each piece.
There you go. It's for the wins.
What do I get? Second level. Nothing. Unless third level, I get a feat.
You will get nothing, and you will like it.
That be how spellcaster is like. Yes, I'm one level. Nothing next.
I got one more dumb
Fuck
question
you.
for y'all.
What's that? What's that?
So that 8 I just got, how do I add that to my HP?
Under the class HP section of that same line. Yeah, the 8. It'll calculate con. I'm going to raid Naki.
We do Saku. Alright, so hearts and nice thing, folks. And I hope you guys had fun. Hopefully we're going with Wyver on Sunday, but we will see. And I hope you guys had fun. Otherwise, Gabriel, Golden, and of course, all my lovely players tonight. Hope you guys had fun. Otherwise, Gabriel, Golden, and of course,
For show.
hope you all do me the favor, of course, of staying wonderful this weekend.
For
Give somebody a hug. Here we go. Say hi to Sako. She's adorable. Say hi to Sako. She's adorable. Boom.
Okay, I don't know if I'm left, if I'm going right. Oh, it's coming towards me.
The doors wasn't even open on the tablet.
Oh,
I can't edit anything underneath hit point calculations.
it was good. Show the big boss and mood in our
So then
quest.
we took an early break so that they could come back with the truck.
It's just be just supposed to hit edit where it says class HP.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Not my
it
fault,
adds
not my fault,
automatically.
not my fault. Hi, Cursive. Hi, Raiders. Drow Raid. Okay.
It's good to see you,
Cursive. Thanks for choosing me to raid.
So just add 8 to whatever your class HP is at.
Where are we on?
I'll rate it.
I got map.
My rate, I'm just kidding.
Map. Map.
Thanks for the follow. How have I been?
Map.
Yes, I am alive. That's all I can say.
Okay. So, just Nikki, please, I'm aware this is stupid. It's just I'm still trying to get used to
But I'm
this.
here.
So
In Temtem with my
class
mom.
HP was at 8, right? Add another 8 to 16, so my max now is 28,
How you
right?
doing?
Right.
How was your,
Adds up. Okay.
let me
Cool.
shout you out.
Oh,
How
there's
is
a
your,
castle up here. I didn't know
my
that.
brain?
Okay.
Think, stream. Sorry. Hi,
Surprised you're so
Dragon.
low.
I apologize.
Okay.
Turn around. Okay.
Oh no, I've got 18 con.
I mean, I got 26 HP and I'm a wizardy gal.
We're doing Mummy's Mask more tabletop.
I don't know. Who knows? I might have fucked up whenever I was putting in my HP to begin with, but at this point, it's like way
I've watched
too
a
far
couple
to
of
do
them.
anything
This
about it.
building,
You know what I mean?
Some of them I've
Is this it?
missed.
I mean,
So-
you're just straight up,
Here.
you're straight cleric, right?
Yeah, straight cleric with 18 con.
So you would have started at level 1 with 8 HP.
8 plus con.
Hold on, we're talking about class HP,
Yeah.
Deckle.
Yes, I think.
So we'll start with 8, and you just add 8. So your class HP should be more than 16 because you would have had to roll HP for level 2 as well.
Angie is
You
so
attack.
pretty.
Maybe I just forgot to roll it because I definitely didn't add it
You attack this
because
one.
I'm at 16 right now.
Yeah, it's mathematically impossible.
Is this the building I'm
All the
supposed
way
to be
back
in?
in the histories.
Okay, inside the
She's
castle, there's
basically
no
playing
secret
not
buildings
Pokemon.
that will kill you.
Yeah, she's playing Tim Tim.
I suppose.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh man, I need to wait because I'm low on.
the homie.
stamina.
I'm gonna have to go all the way back for sure.
It is rather interesting that she said that she's been watching the episodes. Apparently, she's been following along with the
Attacking me. I'm a
Mummy's
fire
Mask and the
shark thing.
Nice.
saga.
Yeah, Saku's the homie. She loves tabletop.
Die.
All right, so that's when we rolled stats.
Oh, that's rude.
Wow. That really looks like you, and oh, you are.
Why did you have to beat me like that? Because you challenged us, you dum dum.
What, Deckle?
Nothing. The
If I missed, I
person
need to come back
that's
this area
on
in my-
Saku's
in my
channel
playthrough.
looks kind of like Grix. Or Goblin.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I said it, but thanks for the
Yeah,
follow,
there's
Deckle.
not
Deckle.
too many other cowboy VTubers except for the one that plays with Saku. He and I have talked a few times. He's cool. I think he goes by Ozzy.
Yes, that makes sense because it says you're on the path to find Ozzy some pants.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that about tracks. He's pretty cool.
I know 3 cowboy VTubers.
Yeah, right.
So I scrolled all the way back up, Sky and Crix. I see where I rolled HP. I see where Cola rolled HP. I see where Deco rolled HP, but you did not roll HP, Crix. There's
You've just been
nothing
running off
here.
your level 1 HP?
Like there's rolling 2d10 for I assume for Char. Maybe I don't know if that's something else, but like I see Deckel's 2d8.
Yeah, I run on
Cola's-
a D8, so like no, I never rolled HP. I've been running on
Yeah.
level 1
Yeah.
HP this whole time.
Man,
Hard mode. Get at me.
Yeah,
I
basically.
mean, at least you had those con bonus.
you should tell
Honestly?
Saku.
I was like, there was no way you had just only 2 more HP than me. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna tell Saku.
So roll yourself some more HP before you forget again.